list ni nie enyo beto to dia me baba no ho ade no hwem so betumi a asew na obeka ya jontuma miensa duku portmanteau this way chocolate drink na kan wo hwe afibia nso beri ni waware ne a this way chocolate drink na kan sia asew udan kan no ntumu ho me be mo anu nso hye kura de aka ho wo hwe de wapi ho o ka sa batete edafom wo
this way chocolate drink
kra cha be pe baba aware
asew
ye fi ase this way chocolate drink ya sorry no pa no ne yenom ye be chef fridge nom no se snack ye nya hoho a no ne de serve wo mo ye didi wie ne ye pe bibia bogu ya de so a this way chocolate drink ne yenom and this way no ti ano a he se kire wom koko wom brick wom bibia wom ade wo hia ne so se
this way chocolate drink
de wo hia ani so se
FDA ahwe se adwede nkrato emu agye atum se eye
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Neat FM Neo. Neat 100.9 FM Suni. Ene eye fiada. Na eye obubu obusumi ne wumi ne da etoso edu. Afi empino aduonu emiensa. Mame se abodonko apahomiti aduonu ebaako. Na mementi dwumadi ne free Neat 100.9 FM ede bremo. Mementi dwumadi mi amidi ho chia me frame ADAKABRI Mahudu usioma. Me ofase Jerry osai agyeman. Ena timanimu ase senior co-creator. Na afi nso no eye production. Aginu kojo da me ado ne sini na so. Jerry kro ya so ne bo ne chidom. Na na akwe free yesu na service eye emranti kwa emi no. Technical production eye abna frema bankro. One Nana Yao Safo. One na ehwese on various social media handles. Obati yenka ehunu de ekoso nyina eho. Na fe nso no yade aseda ema engineering group achu agbo worker. Otiako na jare na abuaje ada sankroma da nyina sanmra ne se simpro ansa ana yaba behwe eye facilities for no so no big solo ana dada ana yaw Godfred your friend Ubrana na fe so mapuna ana eye DJ Bosco na fe meals nso da nyina sanmra ne se tetai yo yatena se eye ene awie dia sede eye no da bia no ye wo eye chicha kakra ewo ho chicha kakra ewo ho na fe Jerry's corner and say Jerry's choice no the democrata and semu hia no eja wofa na no wofa nso so de me so so no na me de asoso e de amano na chicha na chiri ene Jerry's choice newspapers ye wie no interview enenu mienu ye nyene me but bia ba ku bi no e shadakam and you know on the spare we may decide to bring it up na eno achi no so no ya san e de eye de ahene bia
over
meme over penifos ba betnase na ya hwe se de be si afade akọ nti chicha
but wafa we born no training ye hu wo ho
na wo so pa de
ana we de ofie
pese mimi kotodwe
aza
say my games sa asa mi kotodwe enti ligaments ni nyina no ehi enti TB international star Osekofo eye Osekofo ana Tuga ono owo tea bia that tea no say me nom a me ligaments ni nyina besan afifi kama so on ti gise me jebre na me ko hwe na Tuga
say na tea say no de bema
Escafo no
yani sika ye need you but you say ye ko trom say ye ye di wa cha ye to no kwan ye bedi ufo ye ko tena duase
asemi no akobo so enura najo is akwade kai o dia Gabriel storytelling Ghana Singapore munya ko mammo emi anyiska anajo 11
no mo say
enna akwa bi woton aduane o say Kumasi wache no size
okay
udi road na friend Boundary Road
okay
Ufri East Legon Police Station now Wakoten and left at the runabout no mini runabout now they call American House no so road in the friend Boundary Road
okay
na sa Boundary Road no so na ukọ anim just in fact akwa no ne KFC Kenyansi ono mo na opposite
okay
na ono ba na dwo nondu na wapo anopa no nan
wow
ai bema pa wallahi
watch pa
which is a fine gentleman and one ninu yakitwa ba ko and wafa harisa for maba nkwala mi no bi na bema wono na etete na duane
oh wow
na we na yes mi ko wura baby eti afa na ju 11 no na fe na akwam de me so makwa ya yesem se o minidi and na ja yasesa no ma hyehe fridge na fe na obekwa ma yakobu ani jieze na nanim so obedi ade na wanka no
ade no so ma pa
empe enka ka wa bom modene akwhye na dwa aye awie ni bibia ahwe ne nati papa bi
o medru fie nya na obisa obedi die
oh ana makwa se wia no mitri ye nam ko mamponfo no la pluma egodi fufu ene abenkwa ne nwa ene akrante ena etina minim se kametimi but afa me che ya na afa dem ko duru nkofo yi mu ihu a nipa me ko hia no no oni businesses
ana odi line mu atobie
ajamrande ko abi pa mo ko GSTS ena me so mo ya ade mo ye old order to mo hwe no mo hwe car no de begina
ho na wo mu dimrika kwa no mo 7 no
ena me so me mpese ohun se minim no Wana sire ya no mempese obehu se minim no majari wele maako se edu na ya chechire yemwade maako se edu ni ya chechire wache no maako se ensia
na ko yoma de anwumre no
na owie ye no ana oyade so ogina hu nyina so woto na de nyina no so no cheso okuta ne nwan papa eno wo twa ne nwan ne kakra no
nwan so papa bi anya de awno ma na
o which is papa bi pa
nwan na ma hangover
nwan papa so eno wo twa ne nwan papa bi na kwa no kana enti kosua maako se say 8 and cheso odi dwa papa na afede na mranti no hwe no so they were surprised enti na me so na minim afede okache odam rante na se eno tueska se abrante no ye de oton ade no onfa mo ase ma mrante no mi no na mrante no kaso mo ko GSTS it okazo mo ko GSTS na a story o kan ye fa GSTS no and me can another day okay story o ka fa GSTS no me can another day to ye ni bibia wie no na ono ka kire wo mo se ai obodi mienu them say hey Ghana mpanifo pa kese nipa mienu no obo omudin so omo atena se wo trasako no mu kodidi no enam hwe se din na
so on na etodi akọ
on na etodi akọ cheso omo ye miliki ento omo twen no ana cheso no ba no otodi akọ na ni businesses no obochire emrante no and I would have thought emrante no ka so oboa but it's true so it's true na cheso hwe se din into okoye no na mrante ba ko busa ba ko say business we nyina ye ne dia na
abeto to wache onim share
enti me ye din menkasa so no me ye din menkasa ne nipa mienu no bo mu din no am say hey na mo yesa
That be what I told the beer. I don't know.
At the end of the day,
as I said, told the beer, you have to feel.
But a branch, so he's done very well.
Yeah.
Or you're very neat. The authority and then the setup, also you're very neat. Kumasi wachi, no size.
That's all.
San watch no. No ban na jo no kono fa nondu. Enti just say who you be di ntam da won kan. Watch nie. Ba
ye so wo munyanda yo.
Ya bi o chesa
wo munyanda.
Dem pese bodi no.
Ana all coffee no so wo ma o twen wo no.
O mo twen ya tutu no ma so
no ma sisi wo mani.
Kwahwe no me sisi.
No ma papa.
I'm just say we just in my papa. Na eye mi bibi se obehun se. Na ma page na wo because okoka kira ba kono in fact kakra me clue kakra se ba kono no a board member of multimedia. Eti okoka kira no a obaka sa akwa we waku ye.
Ani we go onimu.
Enti mi ye din na me tebe bi din na me say hey sanya me nko a anaju 11 na just oh friend no mama mani je. Chichiri we say hey we no twam over 500 cities you call 800 cities one
watch oh we discuss your moment
na gari ni nko akwa ya chichiri gari ni nko wo your friends ade fufu na afogado ye twitwa mienu edugu hase in fact omo ye miliki
otum se mu be papa
omo ye miliki
awe wo mo du koduru nso a otum se mayo special bi on be serve
omo se bukwa
mayo wo me serve akọ
sa
ana bibi fufro
enti woman yi ade wo fridge mu ba
okay me dem me say wo ya ne sa na wonya
wo share shots tente gra ya mama wo share shots tente mama
wo ko share dia na ba be say
wo ko share dia na dia ba be say yeah but nobody atwe enu ma that is about it it mema so ya ade say that gentleman in fact I have great respect for him he doesn't talk that much and ojina ho no ankasa tete watching one little watching one little 5 cities plain rice no one little 5 cities
I saw say East Legon ho
it's a boundary road on a KFC na
opposite yeah say ye pe kokwa atoto
and so kokwa atoto and I go for Lagos Avenue
na ye ko for other baby say le no so
Lagos Avenue
afie kokwa atoto no ye 50 cities na fa say samra say where you kokwa miensa we say and nkate no nko akra na me say mo be se ne nko
nyame krom na awo
kokwa ya toto
nyame krom na awo no nyame krom na awo
wo pe ho asema na koto ade
QR code ubeti me the QR code no ato hwe it's Legon no adrigan no trasa code no
wana me say we say ni ma ge ko yanim mo ya tra ne kokko pe kokko atoto 50 series 50 series in crown so
and me say no ra
ayi nkate ahwia bi ya de gu ade mo nkate no gugu we za de mo friends container kitwa bi mu nkate no kwa be 20 series
and so or ye the camera the amount atena open baby akoko ne neat ne boarding but a value for money Lagos Avenue ubenya bi ho no ate enti open anajo so after 10 pm
me pray my ba me call kokwa atoto
ya anajo so after 10 no na comedy wa na so aba boundary road enti oba boundary road na woni escafo no ye ne sa
oh yes na wo mu di line so ye di line ni
ko toto no nkuma bi sa strong
o say one ladder ni yes 5 cities
nanka say
and e be yiri tu we kwa me nya so say but to my 5 cities
and any scoop a little na little na yam fan san kwan no
I tell you the mu do no Wafa enti ete so on the farm we ni wa not their tomb we be say but mention say no be say ya what ni say over 5 cities hey
on the nyaka ya bia me to 20 cities me to 20 cities na no bon say little no o te ba no de gum 4 na no we him kakra na wapel sabia wo se me pekokwa ya chie no enti kokwa ya chie no so no bi oyimi ensa bi gusu ma 5 cities na na ka pese de Italia 5 cities ledo no kwanye o de ade no so mu sa fork no so mu no de yegu 5 cities ya made tawo no ye tawo no ye 10 cities kusua no yɛ 5 cities
okay oh fine bɛkɔ akɔdi bi na nipa so yɛ deɛ bra yɛ brɛ deɛ okɔ baabi a sikafoɔ na to sante na so do ho ahyɛm na so wo tobi
ɛna kakra na mekura na me kikitua no ka me yɛ 98 cities ɛna ɔde me 2 cities nso ama me na mesande nyima 98 cities
98 cities what kakra bi a wo kodi ɛkyɛ sɛ wo nkwa so na wodi yɛ
meto ɛmo no 20 cities right ɛna meto yamade no mienu right ɛna meto ɛyɛ kusua no so mienu right ɛna meto ɛyɛ jeni so kakra just jeni nkwa me pelis no jeni nkwa ɛna ɔma me ɛyɛ Talia no so kakra ɛna ɔma me avocado no kakra ɛna ɔma me fish back 98 cities. It was
cool. No crown to say no, Ube 100 cities a mano. What the 100 cities in a man of crowd? Who could say 2 cities Rebecca so papa own your customer?
Oh, I couldn't my
crown. I saw the 100 cities now say get 2 cities in all.
Some make us Amina Mungamu Baba Nagudi. How many 2 cities can I be first of the man? Oh, but I quite why are they? They were free Kumasia Bametran Cram Bob. I say. Bob Brafubia, also Benuadian, you can't go wrong. Oh, yeah, you're very same because a cabbage stew crown or the free 10 cities. Cabbage stew 10 cities and a little back with so not a good swammer.
I'm out for your business also.
Oh, but I know if I may catch you, Nipano American. The deep brain into me, and it's not fair. And a man, Chiano, so minimum about man, Chiano. Man, Chiano, do better, and say. Say or no or cotton no Nedia Nedino boss of TV no and I'm saying well lie
memo krum
papa chicha and dear kakra no
oh na den krata no so abaka
dear na okay papa je kufuo de no so no
a year no say yen the next week here you
next week say me ka say eye wuku ada nwumre no nsia na no Christ the King we cantonments so no I'm from Requiem Mass na ade achi yawada no a na no so yawada ni November 15 and 16
yawada no be ye
about 16
yes 16
yawada ni November 16 no enti anopa 7 to 8:45 na just no so mo ya burial mass no so no enti mo ya burial mass na then 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Na omo ebi anopa no filing past 6 a.m. to 7:45 no ye be kwa akohwe na ni achi ye be deda na ni akohwe na ni achi then 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. no na yakwa akoye filing past so nti afi ye wie no onze na me stress say omo de fa ba ye pen say aircraft omo fa from na nya no ma wini kitua bi me wini kese abusuan ne propose say omo de be fa enkran krom principal streets of Accra babat anawa bi na one Ghanaians a ewo enkran no edinkra ansa na ye de na kosi plane no etimi go so fight also time achi
say ye de be fa from
after 1 hour na ye de be fa principal streets of Accra no still an ye mfa especially J Kufuor Avenue don't know say ekwan kese a ye de tu ni kuno no no na sa akwan na ye de lead no out of Accra no ye de fa J Kufuor Avenue so a na ye mfa no kwa nto nya dru take a pe na kese ye sad na kwa kotoko hene so osetutu the second Boulevard na kese ye na kwa kofa so eti ube support me na ye mfa nto busu apanyim ambassador DK omfa from na yenkonko jano so no yenkonko
jano anya twem kra obia
ona my sisters abakofo na yede ne koi my sisters abakofo na yede ne koi enti no enkrafo no mo winning ye fen say enkrafo no winning no and say yede ne be fa principal streets of Accra babata na ansa na yede na kosi play mu de nakọ so no na yeguso aye sra say enkabusuafo no ambassador DK was saying mon hwe na nka yemfa emfa form emfa nko na mo de mo fa play no nkotwe na ye hwe say ye promise so say nyame ye adoma by 6 p.m. pepe ne de na duru Kumasi na ye de na ba so that ubetimi aye private burial no the next day na memene da no na 18th November no and November 18 no awia dumienu dumienu pepepe na Heroes Park na indications are that major ebe hadwene chese indications eba man hina hodo a ama indications omo ba e wose e ma omo space no once man hina no so ba e wose e ma omo transe in seniority any ade sa constitutional yina ewo ho Chieftaincy Act of 1960 any chieftaincy as amended in 1970 so no wo boss Asante Hene and other paramount chiefs ya na nchirimu ni nipa bi na ye kasa tentente na sa we no that be ya kai me na me momode an nchirimu kakra ye ya na nka Asante Hene na ye automatic president of the National House of Chiefs so no na dia ne course so normal course no so na Osagefo Fredu Agema Bedu the first na odimu tintiman so no chese ma bas okay yemfa nkoye no rotation ma otumfo ka se sade a wo mo emfa National House of Chiefs na wasa kai me the time at the year ya Kwame Nkrumah o see National House of Chiefs wo menhia because that money nyina is lost on us now it enanya ne nipa ne bi kasa un dia ne ba ya Kwame Nkrumah o see National House of Chiefs no wo menhia so no na makama kire time Kwame Nkrumah bie okobie National House of Chiefs no dia na Asante Hene ewura National House of Chiefs wono mo no amia bebia no oman hene bi se omani mu so dia ne ba ya Asante Hene kire se sa oman mu hene na amani mu so a onwura National House of Chiefs wo yetimi entreaty sa oman hene ne se ma mu so ama oman mu so don't no me yema se ya na me pesa me keka bi so ahunu adia na ba ya National House of Chiefs ye see no wo Kumasi menhia adia na ba ya Kwame Nkrumah ekobia no Asante Hene wura National House of Chiefs wo no emma amani
Asante Hene ben
me Asante na Osagema Prempe so ahunu enti Osagema Prempe no ono nsoso na wode Osagefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah no ono na besto sa title Osagefo no de ma Kwame Nkrumah wo Kumasi airport If you dear na Kwame Nkrumah ya ema Prempe the second so no ono ye de benia wotimi di sa or title or Osagefo no wode ma Kwame Nkrumah Kumasi airport ka ho no ni nyina no majere se me so kra na wo se me di jaw so na ese nipa bi unse na anu unse Asante Hene ka bi se Santefo mo me hwe no ma bi yi ni ahwe ye kwa nipa bi nyaa na nka pam Santefo kra ye den de afri Ghana ha sei so enti enoma bi ekoso a mia na se me gisa bi brena misre me MD na me pe that no se bia meja politics ne de amount na me sre no se bia chieftaincy no da bi efre ni ba bia ba bedru
no
na obi timi ka de ope bia so enti no na nchen no ahimfo a aman ne ahodo a o ma acknowledge so mo ba Kumasi November 18 no aba be paper Papa J Kufuor ni Dr. Kwame Adokofo me of Kwame omo ba be paper ni suo no chese ya hwe ye kwa ba GSM o se me di kan cho wa hene kase free dago mama mu
etu
obetoto no nya asem you can imagine so hunu obi say achem wanchi osiawuo na se osiawuo duru Kumasi a ono so etu a osiawuo achem wanchi ono so baba betoto no tese nya de kitwo majeri eti zesi akwa fe na makwa hye batakari a mehye onka se ufra ntoma e be ha adwene so hunu enti chese edom no by the time I be sha 12 noon wo mo be chia je Kufuor be wie no na chese yesa asori akofie chese dom no to santre a ye chia no by the time a last person be ba chia no na yesori akofie so you can imagine Heroes Park was so anymore enti e be yire papa se benta and nipa be ba hono no e be yire se benta enti e ba no say na this is state protocol no so san bem so because the 24 man so a almost Papa J Kufuor almost person almost chire do e de chire no e be bo ne nsan almost de nya do no sa keke and so abode no almost ba be bo na the opportunity say ye ba be gina dwom ne ye ba be ka say abusuya panyini DK osaye ambassador for aso fremme papa kunafo je kufu woni yakuma Dr. Kwame Adokufo momfoma so mfam yen na fe no wo besane yagumu mejina ha no mo edemam despite media despite media wo se papa je kufu wan sane no mamu a yenye ne senka 1999 yetimi bebe ye Peace FM ema ne yagumu criminal libel wo hwe ye ma watani general din susu ye de ba ye usho mu emi yifri ho emi etimi di nsemhunu de kire wo bia enso so ye nti akira asem bia papa enunti executive chairman of the Despite Media nese kwa me Despite oni ni nua na efori sapon almost the MD so Dr. Father Dixon Kennedy Osasante general manager any all staff any allied agencies under the Despite brand no almost ye nyina se ya ye no na bibia nkran waboa ye eni tie gina ha ye yisika 200,000 cities
wa obom se na o ma be bon so ano wa wo de ye we na de do pe be bia gina ans
MPB obekọ primaries recently the board is 200,000 cities nese wo bekọ primaries ne be bon so 200,000 cities
adani de na we
busa me
oh you to me bonus
200,000 it is also about there did unya the opportunity e ma dom no ahia ho na o boss anso ano ni nyina no your social networking no eboa pa to ho no obi de say Dr. Joseph Kwame Sian wa Japan me na me body nso ana ma no eti amount no say me fan to anim na tie bia
obe wo de bi wo de me fan to
me fan amount no to jaso ho and ye besa pra hosusu nyina zoom be hwama ya pra ho nyina ama bibia e kama na fe no Jospon group mu nyina di a kire so abode akase ba
ye ne nya asem keto
what ya na
next week ne dia kuma say
and teacher say kwanu so be say pinso because extra flight and hour e dey atoso passion extra flight VIP so no empty ni be bam papa me abetwe nipa na de wo makọ secondly no yakoso da ne nyina na de hu ni na won se atwitwa ntoma ne de
ntoma no be won se amount to
hwe je kufu ya twa ntoma no
mama ntoma no be twa ne de ana se
wa no bia mani wa che nko 98 cities say unu abi mame na wuna mane papa entoma no akoye entoma ho se bi ni ye twa memene dade no
okay
ani ye twa kwasi adade no so ho no enti kwasi adade sei no obetimi akọ mia mi nua ba ho antichristi so ho no 31st Makola shop number C15
woman ton to man so ka di Christi
and we try to kama no enti antichristi bontoma ni din kire me so ho no Oman panyini yiri Teresa Abakofo yenya wo so biem hwe antoma ni dinu no I say Ghana I say debi I say Oman panyini yiri Teresa Abakofo yenya wo so yeri nya wo so so no antoma ni antoma ni try so na betimi akatwi na gama me antoma ni din no na gusuro ho no and she said C15 31st Makola
and to say Oman penyin yeri Teresa Abakofo yeri nya wo so
yeri nya wo so tena je kwasi ada de no so ho no
to beni
kwasi ada no yeri nya wo so ani yetimi design ade ni se sia so ho
efe
asam de bi asio so ho no okay kuntun black no so no ane no so ni o anti black no so ni it was more black no more black and white no kuntun no
okay
no anka price na nkyere me
okay it just we say na adwaso we dey anye late
it is C15 Makola ya ko na wan frasa antoma na no sa na munyina mo kotwa ntoma no afi na aka designer wo bedwudwi wo so kotontoma we say ma ma ye de kata besi ukomu e de tu ukomu a wasa no ma bi Just kabet tiakuma. Wa mu na da hoyi na just ubum. Ekwa de ebu monwi. So hunu eti nti we nsa no tumi say designer obedwu den sa designer ho apa na betimi adwudwi ni sa. Aka mi nya din bia ka me catch no say fa come ni pass mercy. Me pay promise and fail ni bia o. So na wudwudwi a na cha mi gina ho no bi so metimi aka say ni pass mercy na dwudwi ni pass mercy ntoma de ma no. Yerinya oso. Enti no we ni makola for no anti-christi e no no akwakofa we say e de aba. Ansana afrafanto for so twantumo.
Sana mate.
What shie. Afrafanto ma me hwe omo so de no kan kire, ma me hwe omo so de no kan kire. Na afrafanto for che say e po wo mo boade because omo hwe say nra amama hene. No wa yie. De si wa eye amama hene ayi na say. Afrafanto. Shie. Constituency chairman phobia kodi akire na we say me bubu mu din a constituency chairman wo afrafranto ko ayi a no wadi akire ko bi me mo chairman din ana ana me bondi ebeyi na free mu sound sama me modin so enti ye de wan kasa chairman be yu ho ano ye yi a wo ye MPP constituency chairman na afrafranto ko ayi a na wadi akire ne ko ayi na ye samrane ye samrane e wo ho mama hwe afrafranton toma no so no ye wo mo am so hwe na yo hase ndia afrafranton so ni o hwe wo mo so na am se 1 year dey 40 cities
won so mo toma ni
mo toma no 1 year dey 40 cities
ade we me ho se ekuto obi o
wo se ekuto obi afrafranton toma no so no 1 year 40 cities. It just say won tuma na be kire ba bia free. It just say wo ba ye na you independent na just say
wa frawade.
Hey, it just Ghana. The companies ni ya ade o. So
what the conquer wo meet me design ni.
We am say GTP o ma ya ade papa. Etimi design ya kontunkuni e no de afrafranto no atotototum. 40 cities. I say for susu.
40 cities they say.
40 cities say a man or design or the bepam 6 years and 4 years.
6.
About the 6 years or the pam. We are sure. And the kaba EBU shape so they would 6 years say.
Okay, 6 years and those.
Upe kaba manati akoma you we shape am obi ehunu say we na near. Na no so isa. Did. Because say what plade.
40 cities.
Wa ham na wo de ade aboyem. Don. Okay, and you know, Papa J. Kufu de no, eno no nyasa.
Okay.
Paper no de.
Oh, papers in there why?
What? Ni pass me 6 years. 6 years no, yempe enkofa ntoma kekraka bi asa amfa no ton kakam na dwidwi na enyu west no mra ate ana ke atuni just a seamstress of one designers and SNS and messages no. Hey, ebe yire pa o. E basa na just on na ma independent. Paper ben di kan.
Okay, well for Ghanaian Times da. Ghanaian Times no infoni miensa ene we animo. Your man penyen dada John Dramani Mahama to Frank Adema MPP. Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Ono to Frank Adema MPP. JDM dem make NDC an MPP.
Afe na bebusa me. John Dramani Mahama
NDC ana eye Owura ana Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ono to mfoni wa ha. Ana eye Owura Alanche Martin. Ralan Kojo Martin so baha independent candidate Afro movement for change. Now the all can nyina say ni de race na Ediko Jubilee House no. Say nipa me say we am Ghana fo no just obia etri hihim. Find na be dem choice kobo. Find na be dem choice kobo. Then the duru ha omo nyina be boaboa no ne ehun say de.
O say race for Jubilee House JM VIP Alan spoil voters with choice. There's one ebema obi ehunu be obeto na bade akọ edun se na no graphic di kan e de bai na graphic be kan say one eye pundits analyst miensa ne kasa na omu nyina kire say economics issues and be bia him papa and nti obi a plan a wode ba no na John say 24-hour defense economy no and na eye Dr. Mahama de Bawumia so no on a path of recovery and then also to add the blue ocean, the blue economy, no? So they become on now Yeah, they are and I launch so the great consolidate, the great transformational plan, GTP, you know, and the GTP, you know, a Greek revolution, and a industrialization. Now, yes, Dr. Baumi also can say digitalization, you know, it times may be spot on when time says JM, VIP, Alan, spoil voters with choice. It voters, you know, and no choice. You know, you're going to be a plan. So now, be a plan.
To me, informal
decision. And at times, anymore, dear baby.
I don't know so, but Hannah says, no, yeah, sign a power purchasing agreement, PPA. 720 megawatts, and also Boha, Dr. Matoboko Prempene.
And now we know, pay or your friend say, take or pay the bill.
According to experts in India, one much as a power purchasing agreement be and the take or pay in him because one here guarantee say war or mine now or the Yamawa or better. It is a guarantee, no, and it's not take or pay.
Now, the idea catch it, say. Obi akofa power purchase agreement aba na take or pay wom nti Ghana e bokano
me kra na me hu ade we ane enra kra na me tie Matthew Opoko Prempe nti press briefing na o kana me say na de o kan me nya na nka baby sound questions me ensa ho
okay ba ko no say
baby sound questions me ensa say does it mean say no ye capacity no say their electricity no ko miami ahodo no the capacity no so te ya na
until ye
add up na be bisa na say previous government there no sensan ye no say na nka wan sensan a na nka fa he na nka ye wo in terms of power generation
wan ko fa car power ma wan ko fa Ameria ma nka sese nka ye gina bre ne say
ye gina biampa kasa de sen
so what can be you and the dear ba ya say na ye sign mienu a ye
sign mienu
traffic gura dear see ya and also so no yatwam ama yaboka 140 million US dollars. Then him say there's a case of before party ya had you know unza lata for ko ye kana na sa ma agreement bi omo call ya arbitration and ye bugu omo so say 2 billion say na so mrametua say na omo ne solicitors ne barristers no UK akoye baako and masisi and teacher say ya refer barristers bi no bi say wo makoye kanana enti ya mum yenhwe akire yesi 240 million obi betimi akuma say no na je say Ghana tua 140 million na ni abo akire be $10 million
dey amano say maza yen ko yen we and dey to you possible you can dey e betimi
say you ma me hwehwe alata for dey no enkan fanchiro say identity etimi tenase emma ye ade etisa na yetimi atena se na yetimi am ebu oman e de afaso na yetimi ebu oman e de afaso me nya alata fo di pa nya ya yesa asem akoso ha o say lawyers who stood to share up to 39 billion refer to regulator as judge rules for Nigeria in 11 billion oil fraud. Brian Amicheche muncho me hu alata for there no. So law gazette for and a debaye moment me man ye de alata for a Nigerian government akogina mra no. Ye dom ko gina mra no a na ya bo mo ka 11 billion. So 11 billion na ya bo mo ka 11 billion no. Story we Bianca Castro October 30 October 23, 2023. Also, Nigeria wins arbitration award. Award fight against P&ID as judgment referred to regulators over lawyers' conduct. Also, a high court judgment naming lawyers involved in an arbitration award under which Nigeria was ordered to pay a sum equal to its entire federal budget is to be sent to legal regulators. A judge ordered today. Also granting an application to overturn the 11 billion US dollar award to oil and gas company P&ID on the grounds that it was obtained by fraud. The Honorable Mr. Justice Robin Knowles said the case sadly, then this is a direct quotation, sadly brought together a combination of examples of what some individuals will do for money, unquote. The 140, such as a lot of all, any British judge barristers no akoye baako ene ye bu e kanu gu Nigeria so say Nigeria mrame to $11 billion so no it $11 billion no omo mrame to ya no na je se ni nyina akoko wie say omo no be asembe kure ni enti na je se omo be share up to 39 billion refer to regulator ene ba sem kure ni so nti won say de anya na o mana e bibi na ye si akire na omo ni abrofo na koye baako na ye buagu o man no so na akire no ya ba betu eska na bi ne amom enti no e ba no se na ha adwene na wate obi so asende me say e men kama to poku prempe awaresam we so
no bi awaresam dey fine oh we me you say important
what is it about Matupoku prempe so aware
man I so obi aware over
what are the basic facts you know about aware yes or see neat FM mami
yeah can aware asem sesen
there be was neat FM the tone neat FM the tone on nana mami neat FM mami or see me konkohwe neat FM na oh asem and the production baby free the body oh there be mami konko see me hwe neat FM na neat FM for apostle I congratulate you
congratulations
say
so waware yeah congratulations na dey man
sir and wo busa me say da be no ware I say mama hwe me sure de na na de to ho ni abranfre ma de to once na makoka bi wo go akokan ye den na
mo post video and answer picture
mo okay 5 hours ago and mo post to say congratulations to Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe as he ties the knot. God bless their union. And they create impression say and then wa worry and I said no Ajima Bedu na worry.
Ajima Bedu na.
Okay. When say
me no pay akwa na me ho pictures no.
Matthew Poku Prempe. Just worry somewhere July ho.
Sir.
Dem ngwa say na ba ni say. Oh, David. We worry July honum. Rafefe no ofri kono we kwa de sesa o ka dia e de nanko wa ware MPP mu pa because Urano based in London and Urano papa what justice NYB adade what ni dinda oh buafu adade buzi at time
okay
buafu adade em so be ya attorney general krada enti na buafu adade we be chiri mama
what I worry some the infant and
ya worry some no say papa atina ka make us obechiri mo NYB adade no na wono ni William Oforiata wa afa wo Jekufo aban mu
okay
na entokwa no so ejina kwabna pie Victor Osu ene William Oforiata na ntokwa no gina wo mo so hunu enti se ne no de ba wani mu a na wasa ba bedru kirematen ene Nana Akufo-Addo so it is atam buzi aban mu no chese ntokwa no gina mu saa na William Oforiata education minister ana na Victor Osu attorney general so enti etoato asoa manoma bi ekoko twere mu emeko wie se afe yeyi Victor Osu ana NYB adade ebebe ye attorney general incidentally 79 NYB adade any friend say William Oforiata any Professor Duboahe omu nyina ko UNC
okay
ana jonkofo eso ne ades no eko PFP sa nchichemu na ba ye no eti ese ano no ono Matthew Poku Prempe akọ NYB adade ba no onu se enkabo mu no a aba
okay
so onu tueno ebe form sa chini na o ware ye ma ehemfo no tutu tietie mu ko konongo ema omukoko ye aware no se edi Poku Prempe
and I feel na pictures in the crowd.
After the dinner, I feel more the pictures in the better to Vice President in the and you have been to me worry. And no Poku Prempe no or Baba Kokra. Incidental also no Poku Prempe no. Ne papa. I said, oh, he never quite cheap, you know. Into the net papa to ne papa no, and then to Santini a year Prempe the second, right? And ne papa no woman to Poku Prempe no. Or no so the net two a year. Otumfu Poku ware enti ya friend Poku Prempe no so hu no eno no na ponu so wo ba abema a wono so napo no de nato eye otumfo se tutu yote so yi enti napo eba boy na akwaku ono so eye ye pense ni din no eye otumfo o se tutu yote so yi so hono enti that is it said eye kama se wasan ware se uko ono osa ba no kwem so ne so be ya hunani so hono na ha sana laji da so peti majai obia uzie amero peti
oh David some can na maybe say do no wo ya na
di pe wuso peti
na me se fato ba bi kwa na yenko say aware de enye issue waware no
enya ade foforo bi a it will be most unfair so bi be ka say or per vice president into akwa ware debi
no de o kasa asemu ya say
debi ababa we wona natena se ache
below the belt
yenye ne sa napo no na me ka kira wo say ade ne ye napo ene o say ya dutwum ne napo no nanado fa ne say ne bano no enti ya ne nipa bi atwa nanado ho ahia no ene ne napo kontokwa atomo ya na ne papa na ka che mfi omo it is any nipa na atwa no president ho ahia me yeso so mo na edisa photo we to ono enye fair but papa no na nano de ono pe napo ono fa na napo se napo ye ne ba so ono ha
oh but what I said how can so worry be June mo ho so June
4 months ago there about it nye na asema e was say
we be the pictures in a resurface said do worry and ready
debi
and I just say bb a type pictures na am for this
oh most unfair say obey sir and oba so ye long standing ye partner was at this time so no besides the obeko ye ordinance and say Bruni dia kwakwochoro nkrata no ya na oni oba to na wadwene yo so wani ate onkoye ne ho ade na emum oba ne timi prove se ono aduane ma di oba ne timi prove se wa sensu akosi adwaye ama adwane da oba ne timi prove se wo wasiu no ma da so hono untimi ntwimfa no so saa keke ate ananti why wadwene se menkọ wa ne ntima fa me ho adi a adi ayo eyede ya na ye beji bibi kakra de ama no but nti open so de a
so mpe ho akasakasa now baby
say
so be amful
eh owura na dia say na be okay
wo mpe wo ho akasakasa na mo say wo ho akasakasa dia go ahead
no pass the tin na me no kun
me say wo mpe ho akasakasa baba dia wo kan wo fa say ye kan obi oba no no ama ni di edura nyumra akwakotim ne so owia wasini no ama edu Saturday no wa fa no we okwakobobo onto osisim no wa clinic ne ho nyina na dwenzo o menya ware no
da bi entina wo
da na tete ho nti se wan hwe ne yie na se wo se obekoso aye ne saa na ebiri no du a
ni nyina ne se de obesi onu obesi raise na sem ne hia so hono ya ne man bi ye mistake me wo fa se ba ko a oba na ja no akotena London say asuma ne maame ne papa ma ko kasa me pe obium ave de abranti ayire no aye adwuma nya bibi kakra de atono na oso ko ware a ave no oba na san ba say wo dem ho no me no mo bi gudemo you know want to go baby in that the dog has a gazette go to me worry why no so ba ware dia yo de say me dem ho no you know man to go baby in that be hunu say no ma bia ho ne maame be ka che so won pe obium no ade no man kwa no ma na anko right eti kwakunapo is a beautiful ina oba na waware no so no oba ni stitcher very important na me say ne papa NYB adade eba no eti wo ye kono nguni asante achem eti we de yeso opo fe no abeka ho asem kofi ofursun kansa eti kofi dey there
o mo bedi mu akotene pa o sa kono nguni dey say o mu
enti kofi na konta ni napo enti kofi ni aba wa no eti kofi obosu enti wakonta na sesi a ogina ha say ena kofi no ko was ena prempe ko napo ko prempe enti sesi a no aba begini nu aba no edeko right enti Ghanaian Times dey no okay interview beba
okay
obi si me hwe daily guide dey na o daily guide da obi asane message me hwe daily guide mikro ya na mo unum se meka ho asem so mo ya na
Kennedy we
daily guide was say dey ba dey
Dr. Baumia visit no
asa come on me dey
na see o say Baumia storms Ken's house I said Dr. Baumia ko Ura Kennedy Honorable Kennedy Japan fie omukudi nkomo omukudi nkomo ene na eda ha send ni nyina when dey say san dey say koba
delegate is saying.
Eti we ni nyina na ekyere say Dr. Baumia ko Ra Kennedy.
Delegate eka.
Also ko Kennedy fie. According to delegate.
And the only answer me so men can be.
Hey. Ko Kennedy fie.
Oko na no kwada. So hono. Na. Can story kakra mamintie. In fact, nanu kwada. And no Kero yese pena.
Oba bi o ha kan.
Opet yesu.
O da bi o ha kan. O say won kan so de na yenko. Ento aso. Say wa call finance minister call na yere call finance minister de on na yere call ni nyina akra de na me monitor on the real time. Then call de na me hour they spend about 2 hours. I won rabo kan do. If you Dr. Baumia de no. And na mani ni e kire.
So mo ye na agombra ko so no wani go. And wo mo pe no no mo frɛ na wo mfa. Mo frɛ na wo mfa. And wo no akopɛ ba bia akote. Ono so de na no so ni mu. Into omo tete no ofia come on na fe na yakobo ehura fi no say na uko bi fia do you need to get him to say me wo hobra ansa na wakwa na say open no na wunya na otimi ko
obi fie die ese wutimi manipa no ya we say wo ba no ama wa kire say
sound and we say no koye surprise say na onya we so na omo frefre handlers trying to omo check omunya information say obi refie wo fie no na omo ekoye na konom ko na ni just in fact omo che wo fie ho omo free okra na we were looking at around 1 a.m. Omo che wo fie no mu di nkomo na nkonkonsa kakra metimi adi a kire wa ne say enipa mienu bi no in fact omo eka noma mienu se be maso to for mo a noma mienu omo ka ho first one omo ko dwatoa nipa akasa edi atia akompre kwa Japan enti eba sa ankomo no nipa akasa atia no nipa miensa bi din ehim wom ema mienu be ma baako be ma no sa miracle sabuaje sa brante no ni din be mu ena hawa kumsin susu din be mu ena osla owususu din be mu sa nipa mi ensan no omo ateni say whatever agreement on be rich say ye kwa campaign no Kanu may not want to campaign alongside sa nipa mi ensan say wonu omo jirigina platform so pa ehwe de ono wa yama osla wo dododuoduo ehon sem see na ene oslan sem bia wakeka de akire no se ontimi enye den ensa nini kogina ho se ye kwesi ena ha wakumsi rade ena miracle no se nipa me ensa but dwatoa se yemfa nche ye move on na de obi aka ye bia no yenkuyachi we have a national interest to do inti yenye na yentimi enye de ben entoto ne yemfa nto yachi ena secondly so no almost sign a campaigning no said ombisi I atoto normal I'm able to I say what do aso to form one running mate asembia mem running mate asembia mem and normal me no na do aso to form one say yes reckon no say campaigning no obia na no tra no obia no onfanche so no onfanche na onyina komam na onwene the party interest and the national interest the Ghanaian interest no any here and no can so ka Ghana first the bia o ka Ghana first the bia dia e de na tiase na yanko ka wansem na eno achiri no na the structure of the campaign no mo sha say so mbebe ebebo so kakra now in fact nekura no there is a national executive committee meeting ewo Alisa so no wow a national executive committee meeting with Lisa omubobo na numum na as the proposal say e be ya wonyin running mate in tem learning from 16 years 15 16 years acrimony ban and other than Kufuado, running mate is some hono. Intinka, only yenny running mate in tem. Na and Koyaka Satinibia. Because, and they, okay, me, young quay in him, and Pesame can be Biana, me papa ye na, a yenu kumasano. The Pesaka na mekao. It's a list of, list near me and son. And list near me and son. MP for no. Wo. One I can't answer who say no. Wo, me too. So no, in the best friend, I can't see when him pimp. Say, wo, me too.
Okay.
So, woonie pass me so there. To the me too no, near mount showdown. Yeah, man, nipa. Yeah, man, be true.
Be true, no.
They just watch it once. Say, wo year two.
Year two, Angasa.
Year two, Angasa. And a second team, a group, and also yeah, wo, memo boka.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You
run for your money.
You run. The way a Brussels, yeah. We should say, dear. Let's just say, Waka a beer. Already.
But Jantua so Kosu.
A Jantua Kosu.
Oh, Jantua Kosu. After elections, you know, MPs Nibia over 2 women, or Masha see a Kujan.
Kujan, Ralph Kampoku, a Japan, and they also, and yes, a visa as a zoom to know. As and so can to me na boka. Ay ready. Oh. Kabila. Yes, yes, you be mo aboka. Na just obi onu so dia ye betu no. Don, this year afijase. Ono na just say omo ya nipa ne mfa ni tenye. Nipa no mfiri to betu ayi no. Ba me kwa dem ka say afijase de ye kura de ato say ayi wo kwa na ode ama me office David Ampem. Enu mumu na eye eti betututu nkrofo bebre na bi so ya be mo ma boka.
That's right.
Be mo ma boka papa ya moka sungu so no na eno so ede aba enti AG Alexander anti yanhwe na eye Ghanaian Times story or the buy no. In fact Ghanaian Times is a very beautiful photograph. I just say wamaya de print work in here very very nice. John Dramani Mahama and Dr. Muhammad Bawumia and Alan John Kojuchire Martin. Wamuda say no say election 2024 race for Jubilee House. JM Veep Alan spoil voters with choice. Yadi Professor Dujamfi where a political historian, a political science lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Minia Professor Dujamfi mwa ho. I no credit na no na me monitor wo TV3 na say hey prof we nie na nem come no em so mo di zoom ene na eja wo kan no ma be di ahim ene no ma enya de a ebe ha eye Bawumia right and the Ghanaian Times in fact na no juada ena eye graphic in fact Benada ena graphic de baye ena odi John Dramani Mahama edi kan ena odi eye Dr. Muhammad Bawumia etoso ena odi Alan Chirematen so toso ena graphic can say 3 aspirants lace their boots and then analysts are saying economic issues will be in the center stage and so brother Chemu and Ghanaian Times so diaba also the John Dramani Mahama and Odidi Kan on the left. And or the Dr. Muhammad Bawumia so atwa so no dem finfin. And or the Alan Chirematen so me eto nifano so. Also saying election 2024. Race for Jubilee House. JM, Veep, Alan, spoil voters with choice. And na ye busao. What do you make of 2 major Ghanaian state papers baako say economic issues ne bedia him and baako so say in fact Ghana for ebenya better choice
kosano aso me hwɛ sɛ metinya na yetimi di akwa wo hwɛ nkɔfo emiensa wo mu eyo wo ti sabre ya yɛmfiri to on yɛmfa medikan Osha openi alanko de chire matia. Indeed, ade ba ko abeboa no e wono nkomodie nu. Ebe economic issues no a. Sentini te ono approach the campaign with economic issues that the ochre Ghana for say or viable alternative when you say alternative no when you provided for the MPP. If you so more as a trade minister need to obey here the win to me here. Now say them dika kan no ano emprelo do no ano man peni o tibia so no. Ono ka se mpu no empunu. Etina say obey minister na do level bi na supporter wo hia adonkofa wo hia awotoswa wo hia amawaye wo du medie no te anko se de si pere me di se sito be wetin abawa kwa mo na so no agasa editum se o achieve bibi on a partner achieve bibi based on the sector oye weduma no and it is anticipated so na kwan a sa dwumedia odi in that sector no a enne aboa Ghana for na ogidi se aboa MPP aban no we do nkomo pen ba besan so ahye bukena no ase di san nkomo no na all the enoma foforo no nkomo foforo egu na drawing board so na say won nkra temu ni so ade mu a fa omani tere ho nkaka omani sika sem ho ene kwan ya so man no fa so to no ma no o de no dia to put the MPP a eye party a o free mu no etumi ye de wetumi aye juxtapositioning same against the NDC a woman swaba ebebu aban pen wotumi atere se onne de na yesronko. Unfortunately no for some message to be able to resonate no me ni say e ya fe ba kudu medie me ma adwene mu no me ni say ya fe ba kudu medie since it's a Ghana politics crystallized in MPP NDC. And you know, to see our Franto movement, that movement, you know, after dom free MPP, which is in part of it, or organizing, rebranding himself from the MPP. It will you dom free MPP. The attention me or has said, or better show you dom free new voters. Me did was so cry so be dom free. To initiate for no more voters are vote based on issues. No, there are pockets of people are obeying here and there, but as to say, and no to me, are culminating into a great victory. No matter the efforts. Is something I wait to say to you for us to come back, say and reflect on that. Having said that, critically, the presence in the race and so many matter. I mean, can you? Go beyond say bathing comfort or more baby Franto yellow t-shirt near the woman it's too early in the day. All has say tell you at a baby chimono about house to house, compound to compound, house to house, bra or any radio, the TV, any social media contact. On available. And man got up a kind of that's when my Canada. When you're my president, the man got up a kind of now house to house, compound to compound, committee to on certain term. I can't say the mobilization if the MPP move to starting free Asante region. The CFM, Monte on starting free Kumasi, no the qua, no the co, Kumasi Quintia, no the co, Uru the CFM Musa, Rubian or Buddha.
Ati okay no na sa yellow na wo hu omo no ono atudin say orientation and onboarding sessions na omo the link to social media say uni a ope say o join yellow army and yellow submarine no press link and never with details emma wo Inti udin any telephone number any constituency out to abano no was send it at the ama womo online now with the ama womo and there's a call center womo to one my they would then act on request now omo afre or telephone so I confirm say ampa wona wo send the details ma womo so person join the Franto movement no na fe no oma confirm atme ama wo code kire say oka wo mo ho na omo hwe constituencies na then in the case of Oko Kumase Eko Obuase no na wo de omo wo Ashanti region ni nyina say mumyen congregate ewa ha sei omo mo details na ba no na obemo mo orientation great transformational plan no na wasan de wire on board the voluntary team omo beko out na omo neighborhoods na omo ye campaign no based on the great transformational plan na no enomo emu say between Accra and Kumasi up to 80,000 volunteers and say adwuma no as opposed to say present MPP structures 70,000 delegates and both Greater Accra and Ashanti. So that is about the purpose of
which is very phenomenal, which is very good strategy. But a question is say translated in these volunteers being on the ground. ADAKABRI, 1 year would just not be enough to mobilize those forces trickle into votes, right? Within a year, a bit to me as surpass the NPP or NDC. But the reality of the matter is that fine mobilization strategy, but the masses would come if and only say that them way they are on the ground. Now, Papa Nwangasa, where you go on the ground. On the ground. But what the point I'm making us?
A logical the okano.
Yes, say on one casa, what is it for? Nyapa kan semdia. Na wonwura efiesie. With the forces no all marshal no to go into houses. Na onko ton ne nsem fantiro. A
great transformation plan no on chire mu ye.
Yes, onko we efiesie mo because 80,000 would be fantastic. One solid to cry nya 60,000 and 50,000 might have responded and not out of the 80,000. But how are we going to make sure that you or mobile receive him now or more to me translate it and comodino? Ama won't see for the team for no good one ebenya Santia Sieno. And I make us say the mobilization front no or starting free at Santia or starting free Kumasi or they call the catchment area Ben Kumasi, not for the Kum class in Crasiano.
Any day beyond obey without being on the ground, no, it will go against him because unibre and I say Amama Hine Yase, yes, a domudi actually, and say Casantia, or say, oh, a year to do up, I was walk up. Ah, that's so quick, you I saw could do to no the pre as well. Yeah, and so making himself available to the people. Now, Okoton is a little can be a group of 50, 20, 30, 40. And mop it up. Gracia Benkumasi na having no hinterlands. No, no more engage. While going, no, maybe say, our young men in the tia, or media front and presence, no, will capture and sell it on all the platforms. And they say, Potokohine, to say, $10 million US. Now, yet the helicon for Anochi. Our program you Kumasi. I was saying yetimi TBB or Kumasi. That is solid. Also timi kwase na otimi makotoko hini chikrase bia. On program na say o Kumasi na so program na say. Me say o Kumasi nti my expectation say wako program na say. O ba so oni program na say dia say ne. Ene so timi lose vote crowd. And not necessarily. Let me give you an explanation why I told me lose vote. As we say, only Kroma, PBS, you quite be a one kind, I'm an only baby, and I would do to maybe a one kind. And I'm all part of the baby. I said, I'm away to me, I'm at Antico to Coffee. Now, at Antico to Cohene, Ancasta, essay, as Antimai, any Ghana had not insulting Nano. Baby, Uncle Fire, and Shemuya, I do a more bad one I come for nothing. And no matter yet. Well, has or no air to no meeting. I have said, or bet me the case. No, I can't even know what I mean. I can come away through. And I give us in command for now. The expectation, as I was going to ask you, to say, I know that means so says, $10 million. Would it be out of place? Such a Martin bet me, I can say, Kotokohine me pledges a menso no, mepe $2 million US at the Association. I saw to me, says Canada.
so be or shoot me now abobra open it mati abobra and a act of giving back to your community and supporting your community and supporting Ghana a show sign of solidarity say when Ghana man ya gene when asante gene ya gene when asante man ya gene when northern sector.
Quite unfortunate. You must have Professor Samuel Adujemfi Ebim. Amaliba Ewa Hase and E.G. Buckman, Ebo Buckman Swaha. Ebo, Kotoko, he needs to pay $10 million US, you know. Would you expect, say, or say, and Nura Amama Hine, say, Chief Equoya, and nay, I also welcome for a notch here. Obey, you better say, what you mean, actually, as a Kotoko Hine, with the $2 million, I'm Miss Mary at the Abacamo.
ADAKABRI, Muni Amadasi. Michao etiefo nyina mejimezi de obehia de opanyini no jumezi na wozi no obokwase mejimezi so de obokwase nemom sika obotuaze ono zimenyim
that is $2 million in family
de bia na ekempo obotua more than $2 million nyima nti ya nhwe de wasi iswa otoma na abobodu mobutu na hozi botumu no mujiz do botua. It is not the botu eskebi just to do show na ewi akofie kosu na mom dem wa hozi no botum na ebutu metua mo fi akoma ma ofi akoma pam ono yitua yankopompo no nyiso nti mejimizi there nye there just for the cameras and just for political inti sike nyom pose de hwehwa na kefesike bizeba no mananka sana hozi obotum no mejimizi there so otua esantehin oye otumfo se tutu no nyo boso because onyumde na edition asanteman de na akomado oye obi a ehwe ne papa a small that sum ne papa a small the sum asanteman na aso a small that asanteman na oye bi a nyedo otue skampo ansa na we hu de sabi asante de na akomado na mum obefe de se ohin kasedam ze bibi ato igwade ohiam bo otedam ibutum aboa mejimizi there and I believe he will do it knowing the kind of person Mr. Alan Chamatin is, he will do it.
You better continue na your Professor Samuel Adujemfi Eddie and Komoko we say na nipa me and sang Ghanaian Times don't buy you know and na oshas yes or the free or the free Alan Chamatin so and na or the move at the Dr. Baumiaso na or the aba John Dramani Mahama so Amaliba
over
your expectations say Alan Kupiu Kumasi there. I was to me a cock for not sure. Now a notable Ashantis near 2 woman, that was so bossy by Companochi.
Over I know Hannah Minche at you for any parting pinning for you now. The Bobakman within and catch it. Over. Oh, sir. Did he carry Kobe Abaso? The Sabio. O man no dadwene ne nkanko eho hawo aja ne kodanda na ne aduri na susu se bia bru se bia kodo to amfa ne ho angimu a ne mduasi ya kan santeman na bia ba ko a eho na santeman de hie ekoje wo ya rehwe no enyuma atutua atiti apansama to achewa wonku hia se manhia edne nan mumpabo kese etiem na omope hawo no puma sibre enene no gubre kini kwanse ke duru ha sabia bru sika konfono chair sabia eje no mumbu akonta mama nhia beboa yes mumbu akonta mama nhia won konta bu ina no Ministry of Health aban ho na se eko aban ho dia asechire de se etu a yetua na won se de boss ayer sabia no bra ise nioma ato achewa na aban ya tie kunwa so no ni dika kura sa aban no woni die ni buo bi e de ma santeman a won hwe se ohaw no nkoa nkoduru bra o se ohempon de mpabo kese e biti asem no mu wo hwehwe na no gubre na meboa yes The government should have acted promptly and solved the problem. Especially Abanya. You are lunch Martin so a Juma. Now, Swan Gobanesa. Neakwa Kuduni say, a Santimaura. Sabio, say the medical can. One more giants and I hear a war, Menshia on Conference Honor. A slim in account, you know that?
Yeah.
Sometimes we refer patients. Every Tamal teaching hospital, Edu Omobokumase. You get that? Whether you like it or not, who you comfort, who you kuma, or the saying, Kolebua, Kumase and Oho. These are the two major leading specialized hospitals in the country. So, Baraya Shepa, Womona, Ijomonaso, Sabri, Hong. Enti, Oseka, buy money, alcohol, essence say. Confornoche and they provided the essential health services in the middle belt. In the middle belt. And now, or they say Kolebusu ahead the southern belt. And the Abanya, one hour digit tour, National Health Insurance, no ne, other levies a train no, a call. Now, we just can take a simu, we are consolidated fund, you distribute it accordingly. But Abanya Trane Toso Ada. Masabri,
Amalba.
So far,
or in a cassia say,
yes.
Oh, he live on for anoche.
Exactly so.
I was saying now bathroom. Yeah, money free mo.
But here over. Matu me ball na abaso.
Eno pe no timi kan yo.
There na ye no ne kwanso a. Politicians are move free asantemam. Enso mi amitifie mantem ina ye ka ho bi. Over me de mi hwe, me bo money 100 cedis there, me ya de akoboa. Enti sami amiti hey, sami papa hwe akwate sami a alagad me de na me wo. Me 100 cedis a. Me hwe say ka alan kwa bo betimi afa ka na mufa. Na che sampa odo asanteman. Na for frontona wo de baru the royal butterfly. The butterfly is out to do a lot of wonders. Woman wonders in South free ha. One chere bobre. One chere catch powers. Na santeman yin ntum. Eni aye ide. Over. Aye yin ni ho agim. Mawie.
Amale papa. Amale papa. Me bana yatwa ego wodi no na ya challenger ya be hwe tay betimi enya professor Bijamfi na what discussions are now one year. Ghanaian Times, a very beautiful photo. Also the race for Jubilee House. JM, Veep, Alan, spoil voters with choice. Ebo Backman, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I can remember that say. Let me be a question be na Makasan be. Say President Ewa. Send the Okade only MPP BOA. Also there by election of Ghana. According to the constitution, if anybody can help me. Say President Sisiano. So Okade in there also only MPP BOA. You be by election of Ghana president for Frana.
Oh, Debbie.
No. The vice president will take.
He will continue to be the president.
Okay. Say MP. So MP. This is a MPP. That's under also only MPP or by election.
And so across the capital there will be a by election.
Across the capital there will be a by election. That's okay. The way MPP is where.
And he still stays as an MP. But Jai MPP, but on call. And right. Yeah, Professor Bijamfi in your challenge on the line. No? Now, Professor Bijamfi is a political historian. Now, or political science lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology at the Department of History. No nutrition, Commoner, no, they trust. Yo, Prof, that's it. Say, you lose kakra. We are able to confirm, say, Alan Chematiama, ni senior most, friend saying, 8, Aqua represent no, Awasante, the better so much, or the ma, or the Bua Kotokohin initiative, no.
Okay.
And now, Guswana Chimina as a war and do on the Chematin bit. Now, at the two,
no, maybe the baby say, I saw or Krum Hankwan, the Abibin in the Quindia, and so I available now, or say, one Ghana, any Asantimai, any Asanto Kohine, to me, a jargon say, SEC for Nochi. ɛyɛ crusade kɛseɛ paa ɛso obiara ɛbɔ ne kyidam mesei mene di akyiri paa
asɛm papa
menso meteko ne mesɛmpo adaakye mede bɛkɔ
asɛm papa
yɛakɔbɔ adwumadie no
sika na ne hia sɛ wobɛnya sika no bi de ata akyiri na nyɛ wo presence a kyina nko na akɔyɛ political nti sɛ wɔde sika no bi akɔ no ɛne hia
ɛno hia paa nanso wonim sɛ politics deɛ ɛnimu ka ho ntam sɛ wowura fiefie mu no
kanaka biom
ɛnimu ka ho osika no baa ɛyɛ paa yɛbɛto bi obiara bɛde wo nkɔmmɔ yɛbɛpu awesa nanso wosan so yi wo ti wɔ hɔ a na agya camera titi wo so de yitwitwa mpɔni ne adeɛ pictures ɛbɛ mu na sɛ ayɛ fɛɛfɛ wo yɛteɛ sɛ wɔn bio no apart from ɔno no rep no wɔn nkɔfoɔ bɛn na nkɔduru wɔ sɛ abrɛ wei
afei na mede report no ɛbɛfiri hɔ ɛde abrɛ wɔ ɛfiri sɛ ɛyɛ ɛdi ahim sɛsie a kyɛ sɛ sika no de more or less no ɛsɛ ɛsɛ ne nsa kan ne nti no ɛyɛ akyafei no wosusu sɛ gya yɛnsa nkɔnkɔ kankye akɔmprɛko na akɔmprɛko nso aba bɛyɛ ama yɛde a
sɛ showdown man ka sɛ wotumi bɛ display kakra
ɔde bɛba
because contest we no he had a very good contest minia
yes
he had a very good contest
yes
ɔyɛ pa 70,000 plus
ɔyɛ bebree
very well
memendɛ wɔ so wɔto party ama ne nkurɔfoɔ nti agya sika no kakra no aka no so memendɛ ne yɛmfa nyɛ party no
dabi wɔ bebree hɔ
right nti Ghanaian Times story no ane di akyiri sɛ wamayan what you think of Chiramatin the strategy or the adwuma we are left with John Dramani Mahama and Dr. Mahama de Baumia.
Yes, between John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, and Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, fundamentally, Wamo a war on the grounds of the economy, because they would all produce historical figures, or may produce historical figures, and fact checking available. What the Ube Dim try, ebe show Dim. They show Dim now came Kaye now to buy the Ababeshu. I'm saying this metaphorically in terms of the discussion on the ground. Say, Nkoma ye big after economy on your mediocre. And it say so Dim so. And within that, both the MPP and the NDC will come up with historical figures. Now me did so Omugu so Moyasano. A drop piano, I said, balance as a mass quiz, or book one for that tire, I'm going to do one kind. Book one, the princess, that tire, Kruma.
Could you craboko?
As the two of them, me did say, Oral ambassador, because I drop on a so soon. Arguments no drop on a so soon. No, also now only be this thing. Where the Menka say galam say yes, America. But airdrop, national, and so making substance out of it to gain some political capital out of it. It's very essential. The man in an argument says Sabri or be side with NDC or try to be too sympathetic also with the MPP. And so take advantage with whatever the two the gentlemen will do because they will be dealing with themselves based on historical figures. We are going to say, oh, by your personality court, now by your fighter. Now we'll do.
But we know what shall see as my information, if I'm a idea now walk if I come for a notch in honor. It so far no Hill come for a notch project no donations have been now it involves a renovatory 4 blocks ever cost to $10 million into 2 individuals here. I'm unable to mention the name now. Oma pledge to bear the cost of renovating 2 blocks.
Wow.
It's a 4 no cost to 10 million. No. Inipa me no pe. Eso mbe renovate me no. I just say we are left with 2 blocks, which is about $5 million. It's 2 blocks na aka no. Within an hour, Kumachi Traditional Council at the 1 million cities at the abattoir.
Wow.
Kukufu, EPA, what the 140,000 cities at the abattoir. Unij Fashions 1D1F entity back on. Also the 1 million 1 million cities at the abeto. There may be a friend Isaac Usu or the 300,000 cities at the abeto.
Wow.
Managing Director of State Insurance Company or the 200,000 cities at the abeto. Sofu being so at the 300,000 cities at the abeto. Asante Caucus almost the 100,000 cities at the Aba. Asante Presbytery of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana almost the 10,000 cities at the Aba. Girl, Ghana Oil at the 200,000 cities at the Aba. Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council at the 100,000 cities at the Aba. Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osemensa at the 50,000 cities at the Aba. Mayor of Kumasi Sampine at the 20,000 cities at the Aba. Honorable Member of Parliament for Bantama Ura Asensubuachi at the 100,000 cities at the Aba. Ma war Kumasi Fanubi at the 50,000 cities and at the Aba.
Wow.
Honorable Member for Asawasi Muntaka or the 110,000 cities at the Aba.
Wow.
Me papa Adriana or my hine of Tafu Tepa or the 20,000 cities at the Aba. Ashimote Millennium Excellence Foundation almost the 50,000 cities at the Aba.
Wow.
Bodyguards of Otumfo Nabrafo no almost at the 20,000 cities at the Aba. 80 donation no so far dear Ewohonie and my country way.
Egusuba.
I won't to me young mammy to me some more mudin.
Wow.
It did a total of $5 million and I want me no diaba.
Adiaba. And Guswa, you know who I understand.
I will be say, I didn't go to any what chairs are.
I will be saying no chairs are. Be better lead than ever, me boy.
Aye.
The Yamia say, I be do sa mutai. Yeah, because a place as a center of excellence. As a center of excellence. It is a great news to say. Response no a
phenomena.
Yes, na yenya openi ADAKABRI ebi hu chiame sabri ya olemen sudi nkomo ya de kese pa ya sem papa. It no politicians no aka no and flag bearers no aka no ya he omunim. So omo emfa wo mo de emfa mbetum na enwo so alwa no ai here
you it yasan go back to the epic contest between Mahama and Dr. Bawumia.
Yes, so historical figures about you see they've always been doing that, but maybe now acquired based on propagandist approach. I didn't try. Taking so many say Timemufuano FB any marking kind and in common so omotia omunsie three and fact checking. It in all we classing and on makoton and some money the amount of for ato. And it Sabre we so many very critical on each other say or fact checking. Because you better share the records of Openia Akufo-Addo within the 2 terms, you know. Yeah, I had the records of Openi Mahama within his 1 term. What do I say? So Openi Mahama ekofa any other term or be including Openi Bawumia as a vice president being a party to failures near there. The MPP will refer also to the failures of Ono in some areas being a vice president. But I can't say vice president in woman. And let me say that again. Vice president in woman. And you know, the whole idea say, looking at historical figures, Matano, and so Bawumia and learn it fast and quick to be able to critique his own government, especially Nana Akufo-Addo. My example, Sankomo will be with the pain. I'm Mrs. Sudia. You let the Baba Bontin open by Omiakotana station, Bishop Besima Body for legal and other ethical reasons. I'm a gun of phone, he said, you live, and your papa, Emma. But in 24 the Babontin, meaning Okaya, okay, you know, the black cat and one opening about me, I talked about me, any new one. Abandon and implement it. It's in the economic wizardry, from where I sit and how I look at things, my perspective, and my curiosity, leads me to many things for me to be able to tell you, say, there were so many things that my partner said, the boom of my way in the or my penny take us so I agree with him on a palm for, especially his cousins and young to me, trying to build and help this country. In many respects, so what any speech our mind opening by me or say I will be my own man. Okay.
And have my own priorities.
I'll have my own priorities. Meaning so your body language and echoes with the audio. But the toss me and son was also cast back one, very significant. Or can say and conform a year to lobby demonstration, he sides with them.
Yeah, Emrante and about one
police follow everyone that
he empathizes with them.
He empathizes with them. Let us all know where empathy, can you say empathy? How can go for? I'm not doing why to do the baby. I say, Tim on the boy.
Abadai.
They said your bad time will be wood in Saka bad time be bad, best sorry, unless I go bad time. Will you bet me to a nuclear? What I go contain to about the Agua bad time, or I want to bet me to Kakra.
Bet me to Kakra.
And you know, he is sided with realities because the reality is that he's never had the opportunity or party no use at the TV, victory, he never had the opportunity to be used in such a way, say, obey your strength in a fine way. Oh, we say, Minia, so you find go crude oil, not the fact more, a better time, Utu gold, raw state, not the fact more,
I'm more refined.
More refined. It will say, oh, product be like him. Now, so you won't get the best out of him. That's exactly my position when it comes to Bamia in terms of this politics that is going to happen, especially going into 2024. And our every opportunity and occasion to show that indeed he's his own man, he has his own priorities, and the areas he disagreed with his own government, as far as clear and emphatic on it. And your politics are also obey to only gain a name for himself. But he should use what I refer to as the politics of truth. Unfortunately, Obia Oyesenko Republican Prime Minister to me farmer because it seems to me say inexperience. Vivek Ramaswamy inexperience maybe But the truth, a similar posture, and Open Kennedy at the bar in the contest more a man 70,000 votes. We should be being he should do the politics of truth, but unfortunately for him, as Open Baomiano, he doesn't speak off the cuff like Open Kennedy. What I'm saying is, he would rather choose to use euphemism. As somebody said, cannot direct Emma before Banner or for or quite see so can, which is good, which is his strength, because our side diplomatic touch, it won't use our diplomacy, and for and canning someone, or the careful one government, especially the kind of leadership which has been offered over the period. For the people to know that he comes with a different leadership, likely because Ono has not been the president. The NDC would try never to insulate him from a wino and the free Akufo-Addo, where His Excellency. He should find a way to insulate himself from Akufo-Addo. He was a good electoral machine, but the NPP government did not see him as a good economic machine to help in pragmatic policies, strategies, and that is so glaring. If you are not an opposition party member and you are doing an analysis as an academic or a technocrat, you are able to look through the veneer, look at the lines, and understand. Say there was a certain OPA. He said if the centripetal force will not be right, maybe a frugal force. Now, drifted something toward a certain diversion or cyclical motion. Idea back one clear and say he's never had the opportunity to me deliver home any good because he was not the president he came to support and he never had the kind of capacity. The NDC will try to tie him to Otomi Akufo-Addo based on his loyalty, to tie him to the failures of the government, to blame him for all the failures of the MPP. They will go back to play the tape where actually say economic fundamentals no nya papa that is be so koyi the question about we are not mixing it. They are going to play this use them as slogans, talk about it and all that. I bet to me a reason it sounds say in the 8th year already you are a government that is almost in a lame up government because by the 8th year who free power and and are mostly breaking the age. It is one year strong enough to be able to be insulating from Nana Akufo-Addo's government in the way it said one accepted the kind of leadership of Ghana for till now. Now I am not going to show be too much of a die-hard supporter of Opening Akufo-Addo based on loyalty. I said to me find a fine way liner obey to me a comic and I think he has fine brains around him. People like Gideon Boakons and the other. Look, since 2012, for example, many Gideon Boakons, those days of Capital, Capital Radio, and that guy is a fine brain. There are a lot of guys around him. Say, when it comes to the substance of the debate and discussion, when they go to the drawing board, but the reality of the matter is, now I say, in someone that goes about MPP how many times can I take your voice on economy or any of the spokespersons or individuals who have been working with him having a conversation about that? Ghanaians were not paying attention, but some of us were paying attention because clearly it was a sign that said he was not with the government on some of those wrong policies and actions. Having said that, the NDC doesn't, for a better word, the right word, doesn't care at all. When I say you did not side with the government because you have been part of the government till date. And it's an uncle for say, if you had obeyed the Kennedy, that would have been a magic one. No. Kennedy was not ready at all. He was now building capacity in the sense of political leadership, in the real sense of it, not as a full soldier, or I mentioned, not as somebody who is committed and just passionate about a party and more so be passionate about your country. He is now getting to understand the next level of the game, i.e., if you want to be a flag bearer. The next is I think he can still bring his A game on board, but now he would have fallen flat in the face of Mahama and he would have been shocked. The best bet of the MPP, indeed, per their own primaries, is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And within the frame and discussion, even when Alan Kojo-Kyerematen was there, Alan Kojo-Kyerematen was not showing the signs. He said, "Oh, you're hardworking enough," and I critiqued him because it tells a story about your leadership. It tells a story about your leadership, how you want power, and the level you are willing to go in terms of working hard at it and taking decision at the right time to act on it. I mean, in a way, and having said that, you can't blame him. Today, he's doing what is right. He's pushing, and he's going to make the campaign very much interesting. Owura Mahama has only one job. What the job is that he should give Ghana a different policy alternative. Already, he must let Ghanaians know as to what Ghanaians said he did wrong, and compare it to what the NPP thinks it is doing right, and shows the good he did that Ghanaians did not see and demonize him, and show to Ghanaians a saint he has become. Juxtapositioning him with all the other arguments that will come from the other opponents, and linking him on the same course of trajectory about the economy, about policy, about social service, education, health, and all the other indicators as we might look at going forward.
In summary, you agree with the Ghanaian Times story, say, with JM, with Baumia, DMB, with Alan, Ghanaians will be spoiled for choice.
I mean, not all Ghanaians. Not all Ghanaians. It's difficult for me to give percentages in terms of I don't have the register of the MPP or the NDC to do those open statistical analysis in terms of figures. But at least there are people who vote NPP and they will vote MPP any day. There are people who vote NDC and they will vote NDC any day.
Those are the fanatics.
Yes, and these are people who vote based on party affiliation. The percentage is higher. If they decide they will not go to vote, they keep their vote and they are apathetic. The kingmakers who really give us the 50+1 are people like possibly myself and yourself and the others.
Yes.
Who might today vote for person A and the next day might vote for person B based on the issue front. So we cannot say the entirety of Ghanaians they can't afford it. No. There will be a while. They will vote, and I beg to say they will vote sheepishly. Because a honey a war and one no you take us a beer. A higher near befa. And you know in search, if you like, a dogmatic persuasion orientation, it's difficult to sway our man for. She say a beer or man for be a better within their own front. I think when you're making us, or better within their own front. Then they will
more choice.
A protest, right, against their front. This time around, they have a choice in opening Martin. So if they are better based on one or two reasons, then they would want to cast their vote towards that direction. And yes, the rational approach, right, or the rational theory basis of things is said, or the rational act theory or actor theory, it's not what is at play in our politics, because the rational choice, what you are saying is that among other alternatives, you choose that which is the best option for your interest and as a cause. Now, abide the international or more na economy ko yini ya to abade man. Abide by na say abide no e corrupt obewia o man sika ya say confirm to ko Burkina Faso ya so bi ko ya so I so photo worry me say nke time ani baby. Yeah.
Enti Debbie.
It is not as simple as that. Say Ghanaians to be confused about their choice. Indeed, the kingmakers like yourself, myself, and the others, we are those who be confused because we'll be following the argument and the debate and really reflect on say Yanko a ama and I say Yanko Adwa.
And in all this, yet me any sign of third force and not political pundits be Kansabia. We could be looking at the third force be to try to break the duopoly here and this in MPP at the MIA. Do we see any sign of that sort?
I do not think the signs are clear now, but I also do not want to be unfair to opening Alan Martin. I think he's working hard now. I didn't like the fact that he was not working hard previously, even before the primaries of the MPP, and he resigning late. I was too unhappy with him, especially his handlers, who were really bad to him, really did a lot of harm to him.
And
also a lot of key people.
Also, the Ajuma Nama and Kwalano, in the Ziano, and Kwalano na Bibia. But the I'm sorry, because I become ranting in my bawano. Organization, of course, both Kumasi or Boise enkra ha nyina no mrantie no ne mabawa no na ye wo made ene wo man panifo no nya no nti na sesi akwa no ne spokesperson kra no wo acting spokesperson Courage Nobi as opposed to the of Ayabuabing. You see, person the organization in Yama Rantia de Mabawa no. Now, all Mancasa prosecutor campaign no. Now, what no more the political cover. The entire Mami Busa say, you signs of a third force and say, we are more than 12 months away from election. Then, so both the major state-owned papers, Graphic and Times, appear to put or lump Chematin together with party nimi no John Mahama and Dr. Baumia. Then I can say a Benadano graphic or Mumiansa and or ye or Dom Baye and the Times or Mumiansa or Domaba. If this was to continue, a bit me the impetus to be the ama a third force now. Head that to near Kanwasamana.
It can. Remember, say, so if you followed my analysis throughout the journey, I said, say, his exit would have the potential to cause some disruption. And that even if the post-MPP election, it was good, some they were preemptive. Before you cause and sign here, now through the process, about one beginning say generally, yes, there could be shortcomings here and there, but generally, Obia every 2 months said it was fair and free, if you like, free and fair in that process, and then visually, but the reality is that opening Alagoge Martin's exit, has the potential to cause some disruption, i.e., to take away some percentage. Man can over time say, I cannot tell percentage, say 1% or 2% or 3% or 4% or 5%, which is my maximum. If he's able to even take 5% vote from the MPP, because he himself, from time to time, it's not easy to get a 50 plus 1. It's not easy. It will be a round of the money and it's significantly, to me, yes, I had no Kurano or high MPP. Now, MPP would have to rethink and come back to him to renegotiate. It's, in a way, he owes himself and the youthful population, and now all try to draw that responsibility and duty of care. I will say more woman in that movement, employer movement, but a movement give them a certain political future, because some of them feel that they would have the kind of voice they want a woman and MPP, but they can get that voice in the Afafranto movement. Their own political future and what they seek to want to contribute to the political discourse, materialize within the Afafranto movement.
Just before
that third force would become viable, maybe if you like, even post-election. Let me give you an example. When in a post-election, that movement will not go and sleep, but they will be interested in discussing what is happening in government, critiquing government, giving policy alternatives. That is. In fact, political parties are formed not only to win political power and form government too. That is a half definition of the term. They are formed also to serve as the opposition front when they lose election, to provide alternatives.
Right.
Because they
me follow argument
exactly, how active they will be whilst not in power. If we now go see, your friend is saying, is it 2029? Say, the movement next year, also building social front mobilization, also they will get right channels of funding, any feedback. I tell you, say, they will get the, because now I can tell you from where I sit, say, there are still some people who are following with euphoria and excitement, and the realities of the subject, even about selflessness. I remember calling for over the years about politics, it's not what is driving all of these young men. Some of them, it is what they will still get for themselves in immediacy, it's what is driving some of them. But post-election, we will see the true people who want to be key actors to discuss the issues and push the issues and be part of a system and you're willing to build systematically for 5 to 10 years and possibly win an election.
Right. Finally, last question. Now, we do a chia na once a while can I mean to me questions in Busa. So me breno. And then Okasa will not be say obi a year somewhat disgruntled. Our MPP more as our choice of an alternative person as we name sa brand and say na okan ho MPP mo it be the man okra as me from Sobia na ene yellow army omuhia a polling station executives ekokotena mu bi na
openi ADAKABRI esa ko we mi we di pe ana am say baka to say openi alanti go jete mate ye MPP
enti ebeye den na MPP wetimi atrake enhunu because na enkradom ye Hobson was me a member of the MPP and I'm saying a serious
part of the Afranto movement
part of the Afranto movement and into me ye kwa to aba no a MPP candidate did be for constituency level no MPship no metro ama no na emu medu presidency na metro ede ama chematin na fe buza say can MPP skirt and blouse and what can you na MPP for betimi atrake one polling station executive one members are almost a good Afranto na chino o betimi atrake o
say Afranto need na ho na obi she blue ni eyi wo ha o medi nkomasre o mu ye kwa ko pepo ko le di akoye o mo o na dia say na aken ye fu kroma e say abekro nsa
okay
after more I course one no you know the fundamental thing is say the third force only becomes relevant within post-election.
Okay.
That is my point. However, any obi or disgruntled to be an encan and be apathetic, no, the vote or the beko you
Mate, Abraham for saying can we ma. Good afternoon, ADAKABRI. Please, I want you and Sandra to know that the Yellow Army is a new phenomenon in the political terrain, and we are mobilizing ourselves. And I can assure all of you that we will break the duopoly of NDC and MPP. The movement is not made up of MPP members alone. Let us all be guided. Abnam of Nadi, we are better Facebook Live.
And of course, Abnam of work, as I saw, you started conversation. Mema, all you aware, any team for your aware, say, be Abnam of one and Johnny from the beginning. And you aware, say, he has the option of working with floating voters, no, working with the youth, no. And also, already know, or mobilizing from within the MPP. And that is the reality. The reality is that the mobilization front today, and we move out, no, where did they come from? They should give us the statistics. They are bringing people from Mekano, not showing the percentage of the movement, no call people create movies to say, and can I know, and a nice uncle for.
That's it.
So indeed, that is where the mobilization is from. However, of course, you would want to take the name discussing catch on to the new voters no. You want to catch on with the friend say one more year to initiate for no and you want ADAKABRI many one and that's the conversation I had. But the truth is that it is good they aim at breaking the duopoly because the third force conversation has been that we have all discussed historically. However, it doesn't happen in 12 months. That's the reality.
Okay. Right. Professor Sam Adujamfi, Saturday the 18th of November, Omojina na yenyina no, yenkunku ja papa jonkofo, na onkunku sie na yire, na yewia, mene one amachi, yakwa akotena, Pensubianum, yebeko Lancaster, na at a rate of 260 per head, you know. At least my Yakana Yemians and Yatanasi.
Your politicians.
Prof. Medasi. Right. And Professor Sam Adujamfi Anna or the Ekaye. Third force, is it viable? E.G. Buckman.
ADAKABRI, I'm opportunity first. Maybe the question be in the Ghana, if the president crosses carpet to any political party, he will still remain president.
Yes.
But if an MP crosses carpet, or will lose
By-election.
there will be by-election. Do you know why?
Tell us.
You see, per the constitution of Ghana, you don't vote for a political party for someone to become president. We vote for an individual to become president. You see, that conversation also the Ghana for. Yes, I see. Per the constitution, per the architecture of young constitution, yet to about Monyimpa or be a president. Because the executive power of the state, what is changing more for a political party anymore. In terms of Benin, back to back, from Yaya Boni and the current one, Patrice, who now will win it as independent candidate. Benin,
do want to me, I'm a Ajina.
Benin, yeah. Because what to want to a political party to become president? Political parties are only vehicles used to pursue their personal presidential ambition. That is why yet to a president you are more powerful than the political party in power. But over the years, Yama politicians, but the argument is that go there. You have to belong to a political party. You have to vote for a political party for someone to become president. It is not like that. That is why in Kansana car in 96, right? When this as a vice president now, but joining the Great Alliance, he still remained the vice president. Well, NDC is still a vice president of the Republic of Ghana.
Until the full tenure had ended.
Yes. So I am telling you there. Say Ghana for your pede in system when Abraboma. Let me yet to Abam will be because of political party of him. Nemo Nipakuna Kasana. Also, Opodo the president, Ni Enyiswazin ne Enyimizi, ne plan now that war. There, the more planning, na Mama Ghana konenim. Because so a party, political parties are in change NDC for when you're 16 years, opportunity to rule Ghana. MPP for being on 16 years, opportunity to rule Ghana. So the issue is not about political party and the NDC. So the contest is not between NDC and MPP. The contest is the personality contest. What are you bringing to the table as an individual? Because when you are given the power, it is your vision that will determine whether Ghana will go forward or Ghana will go backward. Every nation be way to from Singapore to Malaysia to Rwanda. It is the president. It is one person that made a difference. It is not a political party. After all, say, political party, the man. What is happening now is that few people will form a political party, they win power, they make a lot of money. Then they sponsor somebody with their money to become president to serve their interest. So, that few people will control all the resources in this country, will make all the appointments in this country, will give every contract in this country. Is that how to build a nation? So that if you are not within the circle of that few people, as if you are not a Ghanaian, to the extent today, a pedeko soldier, a put in your contract, a put in your scholarship, since you are Ghana, you get a party card, you can't get it. I'm telling you, what's that no year? You only found only 4 million Ghana cedis to restore Kolebu, Dama, or even dialysis. Only 4 million Ghana cedis.
The renal unit.
4 million Ghana cedis. The whole country. You provide 4 million. My also will close in that for some time. My God. And you still talking about NDC MPP?
Kumasi is here. One contractor, Mr. Justice Amo, Jasmo Construction, will donate $1.2 million.
So NDC MPP. And I'm saying that the danger is what I'm telling you. That to the extent there, one party but power, no a project, what's your NDC project, on your Ghana project. So that MPP but power, that project in the NDC won't win, no other age, also I can start to one because once you worry there, go far to Abamon. Is that how to build a nation? Is that how we want to build this nation? That MPP and NDC and last month I can't say me there. It's an NDC and MPP argument now. They are comparing figures. So And one says that in the interest rate of 25%. I was in the world 40%. Mine is better than you. The question is there. Even the country, able to 25% interest rate. So now we are comparing averages because one is bad and one is worse. Some people are saying we should go back to the bad. At least bad is better than worse. But we can have good, we can have better, and we can have best. That's the kind of country we need to build, ADAKABRI. It is not a country where people should vote for somebody to become president because of a political party. Because the Constitution allows that somebody can come as an independent candidate. And even in this case, this is for 13. For me, it will be the best thing that will happen to this country. Do you know why? Because the person says, I'm coming to form a government of national unity. First thing, every uncompleted project will be completed to start with. Because now, no project will have political color. Every project will have national color. Then we move from there. That from there, a Ghana, Echo School, or a tech, Legon, any university, let's say in your first class, you can get scholarship to go and study abroad. Irrespective of your political colors. That's how we build a nation. A contractor. It is because a able to my agency contract, not because a sponsor political party by a political party card in was the Juma one can show the work. Within 1 year, the Juma are sent and more free. In China, let me give you in China, if they give you contract for 7, now say duration is 7 years. That's a contract now in 5 years. If you don't take time, you go to jail. In fact, you go to jail not if you don't take time. Because you promise that the road will last for 7 years. That's how we build nations. That's how nations develop. Not political parties, the MPP, and these average performances that they compare and then they make noise. We need single-digit inflation. So if your inflation was 13.8% and somebody has taken now is 38%, 13.8% is not. It was bad at the time. Into the kind of photo end season. The fact that MPP is performing worse doesn't make NDC performance better. That's the point I want to make. And let me give you a typical example. And team, especially if you are a youth. ADAKABRI, there was this boy. My time an example. Fun Kofi, Cape Coast no. Now Kafan fee some village be war. Abu Asedu Kamankase, AAK. No in Cape Coast. Woman be not chogari. Into Kofi. Obe no awesome woman no. Na obi a GSS. Nti o te there Victoria Park Cape Coast Jubilee House now. A Jubilee Park now. Why recruitment? So the free recruitment. No, o te the way recruitment. No crop park hobby. Okosho bi. Wan kodo okuti soje okosho bi. Ina soje fun obo no kede. Owo biara wo ha bia opodo soje bia no. Ombra. Na omba join. No one using convocate one minimum a year JSS. Kofi was JSS. One could have kissed you, but JSS. So he joined. But see, one on one, Park 20. I will be ala first 50, but to my follow within first 50. No, we will process one for the next stage. Kofi cry and we can do first. Hey, what the first thing for the they process him, Kofi, as we speak, or a soldier. Do you know why do you know why I bring up this story? Because at that time, every Ghanaian there was given equal opportunity. And so they couldn't be or a party chairman. Or said in your party card. Because a Ghanaian, you are born a Ghanaian. LPP, NDC, a join. You can, there's free entry and free exit. There's nothing wrong in joining a party and leaving the party. And you can't leave because so long as you continue to stay here, you are a Ghanaian. But that's what we can answer. And that is what is important. So our nationality as a Ghanaian, you know, what's the name of listen? People talking about political party. Listen, MPP is now saying that okay, party unity, get them here. NDC so what to party unity. Who is going to talk about Ghana unity? Who is going to unite Ghana? You need a government of national unity, which is headed by somebody who is not coming in the name of any political party to bring all of us together to have a national plan.
What about
for a national development?
Now, what about saying people for NDC for can restrain no more members and said they shouldn't join you? What are you going to do?
You see, I've always said that this Constitution of Ghana, maybe we need to review the Constitution, but the Constitution cannot fight against itself because you can't provide means there. somebody can become an independent candidate to become president. And now, so be president we are. Then the same constitution says you can't get people to to form a government to govern. I mean, it can never be.
So the intent of the framers of the constitution at the time must have been say a year independent. Ain't mean see that.
Yeah, maybe the what we won there. So obi be independent. So long as in Ghana for nothing, you know, be actually there. I don't want to belong to you because that is it. Because if the idea is in there, other than that, if you go to South Africa, you have to belong to a political party before you can contest election. You can that's why sign a bill be so that independent candidates can contest election. But in our case, from 1992, the provision was there that you can be an independent candidate and become president. So, man, Africa in there. Now, what about NDC there? Yeah, enjoy no abana. NDC there won't join no abana. Then the constitution. In fact, that constitution doesn't give time limit to other form of government. Do you know that? So you can start with a process to get people to begin to work with. But why you negotiate? Because we are forming a government of national unity. So all of us must be able to come on board for the sake of for the future of this country. The man the NDC for the people for no.
So what would be the public perception of NDC and answer MPP or can't members to say the president no independent candidate. This was mamu post mamonye.
Actually, I'm Ghana ni ye. What party ni ye nepe?
Abelaba.
Over.
Viability of a third force.
Miss Nia Ebo Backman. The kwanya or kwan wa hey na na mean bibia. The problem e wo. Overseer. It appears to me that there is a group of people and creating a platform for national whaling. The ombe yina say ombe bobna and lament. That's all. See, in the course of omo lamentation, they are shedding crocodile tears to wipe away the problem they themselves have actively involved to create. You know, Backman. In fact, with all due respect to you and people who think like you, more disassociating who every the group of butterflies born by the elephant who are now flying away from the elephant because the elephant have failed. Don't bring NDC in. They are not part of it.
No, is it?
Because I'm coming. I disagree with any comparison. This attempt to associate the failure of the MPP with the NDC, lump all of us together, and then come to.
But what is
satisfied vote? Please.
Why did Ghanaians
conclusion say, oh, Yaka. See, Ghanaians didn't vote against Mahama because Mahama underperformed. Far from it.
Hey, are you insulting the intelligence of Ghanaians?
No, I am not insulting anybody's intelligence. Because, now, Bani Bekacha me say, Obe putu sika direct in my pocket. Perhaps it sounds good. When you were speaking, I was here. Okay. Please give me that respect.
Okay, I give you, bro. I give you
$1 million. Abaya wote kunya should the tax ekumu. Many tax enough you huh? Every district be a factories to create employment. You be creating one village, one dam. Free. Didn't that sound good? Say and win whatever it takes. Win at all costs. That was your policy. But you forgot so about Bemo, the reality will catch you up. And Tiana, more failure, don't bring NDC in. Under NDC, every Ghanaian had equal opportunity. Dr. Osei Kwame, despite a Jumawura, no filiation yeti, or being human. A comfort. using it. I am using the business community as an example. And the business community, it is run by Ghanaians. And therefore, I have not committed any blunder for mentioning names. You get that? You have bring him down. And many Ghanaian companies have collapsed under your tenure. Vindictiveness. You have said I don't born in Bumai. Ghana ni biama ye jemonkwa. You were government as a trade minister was collapsing Ghanaian business. We did not. Ghanaian businesses. We didn't hear you speak against it. Ghanaian banks, where people sweat or more freely see our banks, and then why are they? They are all gone. You did not come to power to create wealth for Ghanaians. You are talking about MPP. Yes. And then you are not talking to me because. And yes, sir, there cannot be a third political party or Ghana. There can be, but that will be after the next world. Because you are talking about Ghanaian vote for personalities. Yes, of course. As I say, even any personalities in Kwang, the symbol, the emblem of the party contribute to the success of the person. Oh. Yes. In the ballot box. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means nothing. It means something. It means nothing. And they accept the person. And until see, don't speak as if Ghana for to Santine Etu Abayi or more delegate on to Abayi leaders to lead them, to lead the political parties. No, are the political parties themselves or more aliens? We are organized. So at a given point in time, we comply. There is a subtle attempt. In fact, there is an emergence of a school of thought that is propounding, how do you call it, a political physiology anchored on the belief that Elijah Muhammadu Bawumia, the candidate of the MPP, was not part of the government. That is a lie. Here, maybe more quote from President Akufo-Addo. On one 2018 State of the Nation address, what kind of paragraph we you know? A dama or tweet on the Twitter page. I am glad to be able to report that the economic management team, under the stellar leadership of the strong, brilliant economist, Vice President Muhammadu Bawumia, has risen to the challenge, and the hard work is beginning to show positive results. Way 18 February, that's 8 February 2018. 2 years into the regime. By then, not the more President Muhammad, it was still yielding positive results for your government. And the economy Muhammad bequeathed to you. Why are you referring to me? The economy Muhammad.
Ma wo de omo kwa abatu no bi ana.
I am not saying omo kwa abatu no bi, but you perceive ye do omo jira baby omo wo bagana fo hu omo na fei what did omo ka sisi a wo hu omo fail step 1 and now omo do to fail one given a ministry to handle. So judge him on the basis of that. That means John Mahama was given the power and authority to govern as a president. So judge him on the basis of you are alone here, so please allow me to flow. Over. This is where we are today, and the attempt to distance Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia from the current failures say, Wano Wanyeshi, Nemum, everything should be heaped on the head of President Akufo-Addo is a lie because President Akufo-Addo I didn't want to dance here, and I can give you more. However, one more Museo, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia had nothing to do with the government. After all, na Juma Bien wa obeti me ayi say President Echene Mane is never true. I am going to use the constitution to prove few things to you. Wafa, Saoko Article 60 Clause 1 to the Constitution 1992. There shall be a vice president of Ghana who shall perform such functions as may be assigned to him by this constitution or by the president. Conventionally, from 1992, all vice president has been a chairman of the economic management team. Professor Mills was one, Mahama came as one, late Aliyu Muhammad too was another, and then Mr. Atta late was also another, and then Yehuni. So virtually all the vice presidents that we have gotten under the Fourth Republic were chairman of the economic management team, though not expressly stated by the constitution, but conventionally that has become the norm. However, and that function have been assigned to the vice president by the president-elect and the president of the republic. And unti Anampene Akufo-Addo, etimi Kanwa Parliament 2018 State of the Nation Address Muse, the vice president Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia have risen to the challenge in that he has performed better. One who didn't want to see how. Then definitely betterment, we can come to that later on. However, so far, so Article 200 of the Constitution, Article 200 of the Constitution, plus Article 201 of the Constitution, there shall be the police council, which shall consist of the vice president shall be the chairman. So the vice president, according to the Constitution, chairs the police council, okay, which is what the defense arm of the state. And you honkwa. I mean, some Article 214 Clause 1. In fact, and Article 14 how do you call it? Article 210 no. 211. Also then, there shall be established an armed forces council which shall consist of the vice president who shall be the chairman. And actually on Kwampu Ghana Prison Service plus Article 214. The Ghana Armed Forces Council shall advise the president on matters of policy relating to defense and strategy, including the role of the armed forces, military budgeting and finance, administration, and the promotion of officers above the rank of lieutenant, colonel, or its equivalent. Now, Clause 3. The regulations made under Clause 2 of this article shall include regulations in respect of the control and administration of the services of the armed forces. Now, who deploys the army during election days? The Military High Command and the Gun Forces Council, chaired by the Vice President. He controls our internal security, led by the police service. Did you hear the Vice President spoke about anything? Did he speak about it? Now let's go to Asawase. And maintain the pound a police football with Vice President Kawoshe as the chairman of the police council. The fresh one, Krano, how about Ejula? Okay? I can cite more. The first one, about 2 weeks ago, Garu, and Nyoma to trust him to Casamoa, a soldier phone Kodi Woho. Sadly and regrettably, that time now Mampeni, I will take Kunyaso, and Akufo-Addo. No one Nigana, I know a tell in Echi. So Mampeni should know my anymore. The next in command, the vice president, who was then campaigning for vote, Okodu Bolgatanga, or Mr. Delegate. He did not even see the need to speak about Nyoma Ekoso, Ewa Boko, and environs. This is the vice president. And a man who cannot condemn evil, who cannot stand on principle and condemn what is wrong and call for enforcement of the law, and call for equity, and call for transparency. You see, also vice president show empathy to Julobi House youth now demonstration. A police for Buamono Tikuma, the vice president spoke after someone winning a barrier. Julobi for so many police for any some of them were arrested. Okay, well, okay, they were arrested. They were whether that arresting was lawful or unlawful, we will come to that later. But some of them were, manhandled by the police. The vice president, one country, and never be a candidate or vote if you got a Mabunti or Kasa to win our empathy. No, this empathy can never be given because this empathy will be a blind empathy, and he should never expect blind empathy from the Ghanaian youth. What about now? In this country was 8.2%, and then I came 20% to the extent that Dr. Ishmael Yamson was being more bitterly far back in 2022. So the rate at which unemployment is greater than that of economic development of this country, and therefore it's a cause of worry. And then Muhammadu Bawumia, Ghanaian, this despondency, the hopelessness, the lack of, opportunity for the Ghanaian people are day in, day out. See, a month for or move through Kroma etukwai, all because of what Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia and his MPP government, which is led by Omampeni Kufuado, that my brother Ebo Bakman here is trying to distance himself away from. Campaign. President. And no more failure. He said that, oh, yeah, we should share the liability.
Mame, some few minutes. Now, this time around, what is your plan? No.
Yes, sir.
When the boy, say, who is your guy? And I'm what is your plan? Now, Musa Dankwa of the
global info analytics.
Trending info analytics. More work on what Ghanaians are looking for. Nti near person ni di nkomo kakra. Se nano branda graphic essay 3 aspirants lace their boots to contest 2024. No, they John Dramani Mahama, Dr. Mahama de Bawumia, and Alan John Kojuchira Matini. Odom pictures by and or refer to a 3 academics, a Kobi Mensa, Prof, and then Dr. Ali Dusaidu, and then Professor Achu Ayi. And then today, Ghanaian Times as well, Osi election 2024, race for Jubilee House. JM, Deep, Alan, spoil voters with choice. Yani Musa Danko nin komo. So over the years now, why year post na voter psychology. A dear pa na a matter to Ghanaians. Na yenti bin fa bibi mfiri mu. Idi me mo ha. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Right. Ura Musa Dankwa na ho to saying. The baby I want the line no any stable.
Okay, please.
But you na ye kakra mai. Aha. Hello. Improvement aba.
Okay.
Right. Over the weekend, November 4, MPP 4 at me I select one more presidential candidate in the person of Vice President of the Republic, Dr. Mahama de Bawumia. Earlier, over 6 months ago, now a year NDC for so I selected almost a running mate, almost a presidential candidate, a year former President John Dramani Mahama. And then in September, Alan Kojuchira Matini also said, say, well, you know, free MPP mo, and brought forth a movement for change, of which he is the founding candidate of the Change for Independent candidature in 2024. That one, in an attempt to bring about a third force narrative, I remember mainstream. And then secondly, say, what exactly would we be looking at? Chairman say great transformational plan. JDM as a 24-hour economy. DMB, or see as his own vision and his own priorities. Can you tell us info analytics, data, or information as to what exactly and a Ghanaians epe. The voter psychology of the Ghanaian.
Elections are a number of issues determine who wins. Issues are broadly around economy, jobs, education, corruption, but at a broader level. And I assign war personality traits, the person of the candidate, what are Ghanaians looking out for in them. So those were the things that we are Ghana for, and we have it at October 4th. So whether it is great transformational plan, and I said the digitization vision of the vice president, and the 24-hour economy slogan, this must revolve around the issues that matter to Ghanaians. We share the broader issues. The number one issue that bother voters today is the economy, followed by jobs, and then education, and then corruption. That's the top four at the moment. So whatever you do and plan or put forward in your manifesto, if it deviates from what voters are concerned about, I think you'll be missing the point. Those are very fundamental issues that the campaign must address. Then the personalities of the candidates will come in. And on the personalities, voters have told us they are looking for a person who is competent, someone who can better manage the economy, someone who can transform the country, somebody who can fight corruption, someone with integrity, and someone who will be a man of his own. These are the 6 key personal traits that the voters are looking for in the individual candidate.
And going forward, each of the 3 prospective candidates here, times any graphic at the Abeno, we should hear more of them telling us about how they propose to deal with the economy, how they propose to create jobs, how they propose to treat education, and how they propose to deal with corruption.
Absolutely.
Are you able to give us in percentage terms how many of say specific respondents and a per economy? You beat me, I can say yes. Number 1, economy.
So I haven't got that figure in front of me right now. But what I have is the voters who said economy and who they intend to vote for. That will give you a bit of hint as to what is going on in their mind.
Okay.
If you look at those who said economy, at the moment, 46% of them said they will vote for John Mahama.
Right.
28% of them would vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. 10% would vote for Alan. I'm just focusing on this top candidate. When you come to job, 42% are voting for John Mahama. 29% are voting for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And 11% are voting for Alan Martin. And when you come to education, 41% of people who said education is key to them intend to vote for John Mahama. 35% intend to vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And 8% intend to vote for Alan. On corruption, it is 45% intending to vote for Mahama, 28% for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and 10% Alan Martin. If we take a closer look, you could see that Mahama does higher numbers when it comes to economy and fighting corruption. 46-45. Baumia does well in education, and that could be explained by the fact that people are giving credit to the government for the free education policy. So he's performing far better than any of the other three.
You, it is a you shouldn't say this idea of third force. As you see, I share graphic in times in Nana, or we include Trematino. Is it about time to deal with the third force? And Edru and answer it is the personality of Chematin and Ufri say a mark graphic in times in Nano, including in the mainstream.
I think when you talk of third force, a third force can be individual or can be a party or a vehicle through which that idea can be muted. But at the moment, what we are seeing is the third force in the person of Alan Martin rather than a party.
Mm-hmm.
So even though he has not a party, he's doing far more than all the other smaller parties put together, which means that it is his person that is driving the whole number.
Okay, right. So finally, tell us, info analytics. Do you propose to do any survey just about limiting to these three payana?
No, we're not limiting them to these three. We are going to include any other candidate who has indicated he's running. So we're going to be doing John Mahama, Baumia, Alan, of course. We're going to do Akbalu, because he's also going. We're going to do Sam Ankra. We're going to do Hassan Ayariga. And we're going to do Reverend Kwabena Andrews, Gum. If anybody else comes out, we'll add their name to the list.
Okay, for instance, walking with the Ayariga ever come home. Now, would the PNC candidate be so become home? Do we need to find out, say, JDM from the north, DMB from the north, Ayariga from the north, PNC from the north, Akbalu from the Volta, na Chematino, and na a war, Akan areas now. Wondering whether it could tilt in favor of Chematinana.
I mean, we have done some work already, and we've looked at the northern region as a whole, all the northern region put together, and see how the race is going up there. Over here, the northern region as a whole, I mean, Upper West, Upper East, Savannah, Northeast, and Northern region put together. John Mahama is currently leading 59%, to Baumia 32%, and Alan 5%. Now, so over Akan, or let me call it Ashanti region. I also use Ashanti as a barometer to see how Alan could be doing in these areas. If you look at Ashanti region as a typically stronghold of MPP, currently Dr. Baumia leads with 43% of vote in Ashanti region. Alan Cheremachin is on 16% in Ashanti region. Mahama is on 27% in Ashanti region. In January 2022, Baumia was on 78% in the Ashanti region. Mahama was on 17%. Then Alan was not factored. We were carrying Alan as an alternative. But in April 2022, Baumia dropped from 78% to 49% in Ashanti region. And Mahama moved from 17% to 43%. But it keeps dropping a bit, and now we are now today. So from the data, but we will release a report very soon. It ties in all these polling numbers and key events that happened in the country in the last 2 years. The April 2022 The collapse in MPP support in Ashanti region was driven after the E-levy was passed.
Okay. Also very soon, we will release a report.
Yes.
Okay. And then...
And that report will show the general election from January 2022 to where we are today. Mahama, DMB, Alan Martin. And then we'll show the same race in the swing region, the same race in the Ashanti region, the same race in the northern region.
Okay.
And then we will look at the party affiliations of how people are voting for and the reason they are voting for candidates.
Okay. Into your backtrain now, what me release the reports, and especially what me localizing about the 5 northern regions, the Akan regions, and the Volta and the swing regions. Now, if somebody is asking, say, or per a data on agenda, all aspiring presidents should tell Ghanaians about their agenda for growth and prosperity. Is it possible, say, specifically on growth of the Ghanaian economy and bringing about prosperity? Info analytics bit me designing a questionnaire to more or less elicit responses from Ghanaians.
Absolutely. We have capacity to do that very swiftly. Once we have the candidate's plan that we can explain to voters what those plans are, we can then solicit their opinion as to what they think about those plans.
Right. Edie, until we await the response. And when you say very soon, could it be days? Could it be weeks?
No, it just did. Hopefully by Monday to come out.
Oh, okay. Let's all wait, because people are yearning to see what the barometer will be like now that we are firmed up on Dr. Baumia, firmed up on John Dramani Mahama, and then firmed up on Alan Martin. Now, where we start from and where we'll be going. No, MPP, like where I say, na Dr. Baumia 61.4, and then a lot of persons related to your 58, was it? Where one plus or minus 1.9. Now more you were more like it. And the big of fair people said there be you were way off. Now you talked about 70% views the BB exactly what did info analytics say about a contester MPP for November 4? No?
You that only that you know, and Mr. Blumha, Yentia, a basic time, and some amount for what here. Opinion pool, Okoyeba, the amount for Cassion, and no, and I will be first. Your coil, Bekaya, you see 43.5% say on Betwama, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. 23.5% say Kennedy a compare at the phone. Less than 1% say to any and 14% say Umundi and so one country. And 18% say Omudia undecided. Ukanina Bumwa, you get 100% in Boa. But the Vieno, any car say, but if it's not Vieno, now Mahmoud Baumia, Obinia 58.4% plus or minus 1.9%. Because I will say, any young a check, say, Omon country, and also Omoya on Saturday, Emu, Omo, and nine so that on Betua Banua, you do who sit on Betuafa. Into your headline poll numbers, and only Figaro, Yanya Bian, Yampa Bianca, 43. And don't say, the Cotabaluia, Bomabania 43%. The business is removed among what in the future. But if you in the can, as I can say, you can't abandon we are, but we may be 58.4 plus 1.9%. We Sama he is on 60.3% or so in our polls. Only 61.4%.
Oh, okay. All right. Into a better was it for now. Near by the weekend, you know. The BCB and me asante ahead.
Martin.
Yo, Idi, yes, we was a pa. I Ura Musa Dankwa and your natural common of the global info analytics. I'm all about final comment. We just have some 2 seconds.
Over. My final comment, the more can I say now the stage is set. We have experience in our experiment. Baby, again, we are not prepared for that experiment. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a sure bet. And during the engagement with the 2UC, already, we're outlining the policy positions. Running a lean government, reducing waste. Over $3 billion Ghana cedi to the office of the president can be slashed more than half. It can go and provide other social services for the people of Ghana. As Gracia, you be here free because wow, be here Juma or Mahama Bem in the next government. There's no else Gracia for you. Hence, it can provide social services for the people of Ghana. And also the 24-hour economy to expand the scope. So the focus is already there. You have to be experiment to be experience, and Ghanaians will go for the experience.
Okay, right. Amaliba of the NDC Natin, and you know, I'll say cap the light. This is the way to go. Ebo is right. Sasona on Facebook Live, Abna Ampofu, the usual Abna. Also, the youth are excited to campaign for Alan because they know his track record of creating jobs. They believe with him as the president, they will get jobs to do and put cash in their pockets. David Obri, good afternoon, ADAKABRI. From the way this guy is busily talking, when did Alan realize this? The hypocrisy and double standards in is Ghana's biggest problem. So, in the unlikely event Alan wins, and the NDC and MPP parliamentarians decided not to work with him, how will he rule the country? This guy sitting there is saying MPP and MPP are evil. He probably meant NDC, emphasis mine. He's only making noise and not any sense. ADAKABRI is using NEAT FM to propagate Alan and his agenda. Abner Mpofu then replies David, and then or asks to David, once you use Peace FM to push Baumia's agenda, I beg, stop complaining. Georgiakun Express, Ken all the way, Ghana first, voice for the voiceless. Abana Kantamanto, or say Wafa, Alan Chematin is a distinguished citizen of Ghana. But in politics, Ghanaians don't take serious at all. To be honest, what the political science lecturers say up there is not what happens down here. Abner Mpofu or say Alan ticks all the boxes Musa has outlined. The economy, job creation, education, and stemming corruption. Ebereza Mafu, ADAKABRI, please ask the pollster how many NDC, MPP, and undecided voters were sampled for the polls. I think his data is skewed in favor of Mahama. Ebenezer Geji, or say Alan, are the way.
Over. Chairman Makesa, Uti Minchialum, and also Minchiao.
Chairman, what is saying?
Chairman, yes.
Chairman, I don't want to know.
So, Chairman, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, Seth Adenta or say over. Good afternoon. What's the name of the man in the studio? He made my day, and because of him, I'll take one bottle of beer. And yeah, Abele Nungwa Azemamudu. Nothing can change the victory of Dr. Muhammad Bawumia come 2024 general election. abele no wa na ono so ode ebaaye no sabri we say de ebekọ fie efie na ye kọ no Olakaku Michael one Abnamoe na eye DJ Foreigner de ebekọ jojo na eye weekend so no tabe ka cho say eye eno hina Japan auto party the party na what no woni aje to contact me na ma kire ba bia party be so na emum me ne eye champion chairman Emma West eye chairman kwajopoku eye kwasipoku busompem me ne be hia o party na se na yaye ho bi won so adwane akotena brochire nyina mo nyamra ntem nyese kenelu awini baumia awini ama kenelu sunti no na motimi akopenti mun nyina unso afra brochire mate memenda champion chairman mechia papa enti no yahwe na afi no ola emetrase
list ni nie